fudge? That's what y'all been listening to this entire time? Why does it do that? That's so weird. Anyways, that's crazy. It sounds like, Lord. Yeah, that was such an ambiance. Ugh. Interstellar mixed with We Are the Champions. You know, hey, we keep it, you know, make sure things go down. Yeah. Make sure everything's okay. Yeah. Bruh, it's fucking hot. It is hot. Hot, 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 hot. Did I miss anything today? Did anything crazy happen today? Did I miss anything? Hold on, let me fill up my water and everything. Alright, back. Not trying to have a long screen, still have work to do. Animations to create. Hero's work is never done, bruh. A hero's work is never done. Alright, what's crack-a-lackin'? Thoughts on The Boys' latest episode? Bro, that's so old. That's so old. I think the show is pretty crazy. I've been meaning to do a review on the latest episode, on the last 2 episodes. I think episode 5 was the best. I think episode 6 is pretty insane. That's what I think. Y'all want to see some new concept art for the game? This would be a world premiere, a world exclusive. We're going, now, there's another design that I'm working out. It was the jeans one, you know, the original one. I think I'm gonna work on that one a little bit more. This was a new one. You hyped for Deadpool and Wolverine 2 weeks away? It's whatever. It's whatever. I think it's gonna be fun. Shit, where are my glasses? I need my glasses. We're back. How much is the script you have done so far? Focus has been on gameplay right now. So I've been working on creating combos. If anyone knows a stunt choreographer or something, because I don't think anyone understands how difficult it is to create 3-person freaking attacks. So it's been going over a lot of kung fu movies, a lot of Matrix, a lot of Spider-Man films. It's not very easy. And then trying to see as far as how he moves. I really like Zen Zero Zenless or whatever. I think once you get into the gameplay's fun. Animations are really fucking great. But yeah, that's been a challenge. Just a lot of challenges, bro. But you know, that's how you get good, bro. That's how you get good, right? I think so. Yeah, but this is more of a. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, though. Let me show y'all. You ready? Where is it? This is it. World premiere. So we got the fabrics of what we're looking at. Hasn't been fully finalized. But yeah. Can we still donate somewhere for the game? You can support the game via Patreon. That's what you can do. Support it via Patreon. And that's where we're at. I like the spider. I like the design of it. Still working on the dark parts of the suit. Other than that, I like it. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. So it's just finalizing the textures of what I have in mind. Like for this, I'm still working on the forearm, because I wanted to go all the way up to the elbow, but we're still working on that. Yeah. So as Soap Lucas, just remember, simplicity is key to a superhero suit. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I like. So I like it. And in overall simplicity, sure, but there's detail in every suit when it comes to nitty gritty. But this was more of a concept that I was working on that I like. So that's what we're dealing with right now. I like it heavy, obviously the shape of him is going to change, because I want it to be more cartoony. Not cartoony, but more hyper masculine, we'll say. Hyper masculine with the proportions. There's an artist that I follow. I know he would charge a fucking arm and a leg to model it. I know he would. But I like his proportions. Like, this is the dude. Like, his proportion, I love that shit. That shit is fire. So that's what I would have the suit go on top of as far as the body style. The claws are a bit much, but as far as that broad shoulder, that's what we're going for. So just imagine that on this. Not to this extreme, because I don't like how pointed the shoulders are. But yeah. Yeah, bruh. Yeah. So I just have to figure out what I want the textures for the blue to be. I think I'm just gonna add the same honeycomb textures on the blue. there's a difference between as far as the lines of the suit and then the anatomy, because I really want the anatomy to pop. That would have to be done with highlights, right? Just to highlight, you know, the pecs, the shoulders. So, this, I may just leave this as that dark blue. Because I think adding any more lines or whatever it is, it may complicate things. But I gotta figure out the hands. I like the knuckles. But this was the main, this is the main design I'm going for. There's another design that I'm currently working on. It's more in line with the concept art that I originally had. I just haven't, I'm still working with it, that's all. And it's more of the, you know, the jean jacket, white t-shirt, the jacket, the hoodie, right? So it's more of a quick change spider, where this is like a full-fledged costume. Did you design this yourself? I did indeed. Listen, like when I hire people, I can do, let me just be clear. Anything I hire you to do, I can do my fucking self. I just am trying to give people monies. That's what I'm trying to do. The only difference is it may just take some time. That's all. Right? It takes time of, okay, let's see, what am I going for? What's the style of the spider? How is this flow? Yada yada yada. But yeah, this is a custom design by yours truly. So I also, one things I want to highlight on are the back of the hand. I want a blue, probably like a blue design for the hand or something, just because this just looks like a dark blue hand, right? It's just a dark blue hand, so I need something to break that up. I was thinking about having lines come down, but that was too busy. So I'll do some type of detail, because his webs are going to be organic, and they're going to be coming from, you know, the back of the hand. So I want some type of pattern right here. Or it could be just, you know, just a cylinder, right? A long cylinder, just to denote like some type of you know how Wolverine has the original, the adamantium, well, not the adamantium, but you know how Wolverine has the little the holes, or whatever they're called, I guess, whatever they are, you know what they are, right? The little four things right there that his claws come out from in his suit. I was thinking of having something like that, a little nozzle right on the top, but it doesn't. It's given that the web is organic. It maybe it's not, because I do have a. Well, it's a game, so I can change as far as how fast he can reproduce web. But the web is organic, so I'll add probably like a little nozzle up here, right? So when he goes, he'll go shit like that. Get some crazy foreshadow like that. You know, look at that foreshadow. That shit is crazy. Imagine drawing that. But yeah, that's what we're going with. And more of a superhero shape like this. Like I said, not to this extent, but I do want the muscles to pop and everything. That's all. So that's where we're at right now. I wonder how the combat will be. The combat's gonna be king. So I'm definitely coming up with ideas. Trying to. So you remember that original idea I had of like, hey, how do I allow the player to fight two people at once? How do you do that? I'm thinking about going back to that, even though I already have the game document and the engineer. But I'm thinking about maybe I can work that in with the dodge mechanic that I have, right? Or maybe it can be like, you know, certain enemies is 1 dodge, other enemies is 2 dodge, other enemies is 3 dodges, you know, and, you know, bigger enemies or bosses or whatever are multiple dodges, but they have a staggered time. But someone was telling me in the Spider Combat Discord, they're like, hey, just give us, you know, 2 enemy types, because it's going to be a demo, right? So it's going to be a demo. It's not a full-fledged game. It's going to be a demo to use to prop up a very, a bigger game. That's what I want. I want to use it as a demo to be like, hey, if you enjoy this, support the bigger picture then. Support the bigger picture. Because like I said, I want to have customization, right, of the suit designs and everything. I would like to have, not loot boxes, but what are they called? I guess treasure. Treasures, your little audio recordings. I would love to have that. Little audio recordings, giving you some history of who this person is, who this character is, the world that they've been in, things like that. So that's where I'm at right now. But that would be in the full-fledged game. This is obviously the demo. So the demo would be, it'd probably be a timed demo. Well, it can't be a timed demo because you wouldn't be able to upgrade and do that shit. So you'd probably have like maybe 2 upgrades, not a full-fledged skill tree, but I would hint at what the other skills would be. Yeah, like little Easter egg, shit like that. But yeah, that would be the bigger picture, is to have a full-fledged game, to have, a full story and everything else. Because right now we're looking at a demo to get the rest fully funded. So, yeah. You should give him the hoodie strings for a callback to the Scarlet Spider, and it looks more like he made the suit himself and just bought a hoodie and designed it from there. No. I get you with the whole hoodie thing. I'm not going for that, bro, because I don't want people to be like, oh, that looks like a Ben Riley suit, or that. I don't want that, bro. Now, will it possibly be like, a skin that you can get after you unlock it? Sure. But as far as the main suit, no. Absolutely not. But yeah. That's pretty much what we've been cooking so far. You should dress him as a German soldier. Okay. And you're gone. So, that's it. So it's just really, and when it comes to the animations, it's really, because I'm taking a class. A class starts this week, and it's a class on mocap. I got the demo, the sample rig, right? The Unreal Engine rig. That just makes it easier to transfer stuff and everything, because everything we're using, apparently the engineer is more comfortable with that rig. I'm like, okay, whatever, because I know the bones are different. So, yeah. So the workflow is just figuring out how do we go from mocap to motion builder, or to Cascadeur, or Maya. Right now, I'm looking at Maya. I was looking at Cascadeur because there are things that I do like about Cascadeur. I just don't know the program that well enough to be fully, effective in it. That's all. But could I learn on the go? Sure. Absolutely. But I know it doesn't have animation layers. So I really use animation layers like crazy. Especially in games. A lot of my scripts are via Maya. So looks like Maya is probably going to be the way to go. You think Blender is king? Blender is king if you're not a professional. If you aren't initiated. But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Members of the League of Shadows. But no, Blender is cool. I got nothing against Blender. It's just not an industry standard. Maya is the industry standard. That's all. But yeah. So the goal is to come out with something new that that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it. We just gotta, once we get the basic locomotion done, then we go on to combos, or I have to see. I have he gave me a plan of stuff that we have to do, as far as dates. But yeah, that's what we do. So once I finalize this design, like, I want to clean the spider up a bit. I like the connection of everything. I just got to clean up the spider. So there's like an outline of the spider that I really like. That's gonna stick out, kind of like what is it, Spider-Man 2099. Have to finish what this is, right? Maybe I have one line just that goes down that flows. Oh, maybe I could do that. That actually seems good. Just follow this line, right? Follow this line from here, that it just flows down and it goes on to the, in between the hands and stuff like that. And then we complement it with the light blue on the other side. That could work. That could work, but it's really just, conceptualizing this in 3D, so the 3D modeler knows what he's modeling. So, yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What platforms your game will support? PC. PC right now. I'll ask the dude. I think the programmer, he's familiar as far as how to do Xbox, or if he's not, I'll find someone. The original programmer, I mean, I just can't trust him, unfortunately. I told you guys he hit me up. I can't trust someone who goes fucking blackout on me, right? Because if somebody goes blackout on me, well, I have nothing to tell you, right? All I can say was, I don't know where he is. I don't like being put in that position. So, Unreal Engine, what other engine would it be? What, Unity? I'm not using Unity. It'd be Unreal Engine. Come on now. Fucking standard, fam. Standard, fam. Fam. The hoodie looks dope, though. I like the translucent look of it. Well, it's not translucent. Although that's an interesting idea. No, it's not translucent. So it's actually, I just do that so you can see what the design is on the back of the head and everything. But it's not going to be translucent. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a line go up here that goes and connects to the rest of the hoodie. But I'm thinking I may make the hoodie blue. Like, light blue with the logo. And, like, have these lines kind of like a web on us, where these lines come up and form the hoodie. Something like that. But yeah, translucent hoodie. I didn't even think about that. The thing is, I don't want to do anything translucent because people are going to immediately think that's Miles Morales. So, not really my thing. Not really my thing, bruh. And I was also thinking, what if we don't even do the hoodie? Like, could this stand alone without the hoodie? I think it can. I think it definitely can stand alone without the hoodie. So I'm debating whether or not I even include the hoodie. And we just, freeball this. You draw this? Yes. I used, what's his name? As like a background for the pose, right? Because I'm not spending time to do a pose. So I did the pose, but the design and everything, and texture and all that is me. But, yeah, it's interesting. So, leave the hoodie as an option. Well, the thing is, even if you leave the hoodie as an option, you still have to design what it looks like with the hoodie. You can always knock it off, but you still have to design what it looks like with the hoodie. That's all. That's all. No capes. Well, one of the designs was a cape. I should show you that design, but I'm not going to. One of the designs, he did have a cape, because I was like, yo, I would like something that gives a sense of overlap when he's punching and stuff, right? One thing that's really cool that many of, well, not a lot of games have it, but some games, like back in the day, I'm thinking like Shinobi has it, Ninja Gaiden has it, where there's like a piece of cloth, or something on the character so that when they stop, they don't die. Like the cloth moves forward and drags and overlaps, and it gives like this majestic view presence to them as they move, right? Because the cloth is like, you know, flapping in the wind and they stop and they. So I was thinking about, you know, what happened if we go like, you know, Spider-Man Unlimited, and give the fool a cape. But also when it comes to capes, you have to fucking animate capes. I'm not animating the cape, bro. That shit is a pain in the ass. I'm not doing that. So honestly, one of the reasons that I didn't do a cape is because I have to animate it. I'm not animating it, bro. I'm not doing that at all. Yeah, you can suck my balls before I animate a cape. That's not happening. So I was like, you know what? Let me not do that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I'll probably add some shadow, you know, just so it looks like he's standing on something. Cape gets animated with physics engine. Yeah, the thing is, when it comes to the physics engine, you don't really get a custom. You can't really customize it, I feel, because it's physics. So when it comes to a punch, I would want it to flow a certain type of way. And in order to get that right in a physics engine, it would take a fucking astronomical amount of time, right? Because I don't want just the physics. I want a stylized version that complements the action. So that's why when you have like Superman and a lot of these heroes with capes, that's why they do it in 3D. That's why they do it, you know, in engine, so they can change it themselves. So, you know, so they can make the flap. Hey, I want a little bit more subtle. You can't do that really. You don't get that same amount of control, you know, in a physics engine, unless you got special tools and shit like that. And it's literally me and a programmer. So no, and I'm not a technical animator. If I was, yeah, that'd be dope, but I'm not. So yeah, no cape, because I'm not doing all that shit. And then also making sure that it, you know, flows, the transitions and everything. It'll look like Snake from Metal Gear Solid 2 bandana, if you're okay with it. I don't know. Metal Gear Solid 2 bandana. We still have to hear what he said. Metal Gear Solid 2 bandana. Oh, god dang. I can't stand when people do that. Why do you have this fucking loud intro? Oh, yeah, okay, got you. Yeah, how it's flowing like that? Yeah, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to have control of it. If I can't have control of it, don't put it in the fucking game. It's as simple as that. For a bandana, that's fine, right? That's completely fine. But for a cape, nah. Afro Samurai headband. I was playing that and I stopped because the shit was boring. Y'all told me to play Afro Samurai. I was like, yeah, got you. Voice acting's cool. The rest is garbage. Just so we're clear. Voice acting cool. Rest is garbage. Absolute trash. Poo-poo. Caca. Is Batman cape animated? Yes, I believe 100%. I would 100% believe so. Batman, Arc Knight. Because when you go to stun and stuff like that, 100% cosplay cape. 100%, right? There's obviously some physics involved, but when it comes to those transitions of him landing, everything else, like how that spans and comes in, and then when you run, you see how it flows? That's not physics. That's all hand animation right there, bro. That's hand animation, bro. That flow of the cape, that's hand animated. Yeah. It looks dope though. Looks dope. I'm just not doing that. Cause that's fucking nonsense. Absolute nonsense. These games are 7 years apart. That just looks like ass. This just looks like ass. What is this, Gotham Knights? Oh, damn. This looks like ass, bro. What happened? How do you not just jump over that? Like, what? Oh my god. Absolutely insane. At least they gave her a female physique. She got a little donk on her. Who models her? Goodness gracious. The modelers were like, we're not going to make her look like a man. We're going to make sure that she looks like a woman. Yeah, the cape is just really stiff, and I don't think it does anything for gameplay. It's awkward how fucking stiff the cape is. That's just me. You see that? That flowing in the wind? Bro, y'all don't know how much... But you see how that transition was fucking janky? But you don't notice it in the heat of the moment, bro. Like, that flowing, that shit, look at that. That shit just adds so much. And then we go, right? It snaps, right? Yeah, it's definitely animated. See how it snaps? Snaps to sync up with the jump. And then... Yeah. Shit is clean. Clean, bro. Clean. Look at that. Sound effects add so much. That squash and stretch of the cape, just contraction and then... Yeah, bruh. It's night and day, bruh. It's night and day, bruh. See how the cape just flows, right? It's just flowing. It gives such a Batman vibe, bruh. Right? How there's no wind, right? There's always wind that makes it look epic. Where this is just like, okay. Just so fucking stiff. So stiff. Even the idle animation, right? The idle animation is just so fucking stiff. She's not even doing, she's like no looks, nothing. Maybe if you hold it longer, but I would think that the player not holding the controller, right, not moving for this long, that it would break into another idol where she's looking around, just so fucking stiff. There's no way you can compare it to that. There's no way. Because the cape keeps the action alive. Even though he's extremely still, the cape keeps it alive. Of it going in the wind. That just looks like just fucking dead. Just god dog, man. Lord in heaven, bro. Suicide Squad, another ass game. These two games are 9 years apart. How, Sway? Tell me how. Flattened her out. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Look at that. You see the landing? How are you gonna land? Look how far you're jumping, and that's... From an animation perspective, that is painful, bro. There should have been a huge fucking... Bam! A huge contract. Just fucking painful. This game is just ass, bro. Just straight ass. I just can't believe it. Like someone to tell me that Rocksteady made this, I wouldn't believe you. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. No, they didn't. You're a liar. You mean the people who made Arkham Knight made this? No, they didn't. Stop it. I wonder if they can take another flop. Right? I wonder if they can take another flop. Because this had to hurt them bad, bro. This had to hurt them bad. Look at that. The ambiance, everything. This had to hurt them bad, bro. Didn't they gut the studio? I mean, it makes sense if they did. It makes complete sense if they did. Oh, shit. You can't be taking L's like that and hold up a studio. Yeah. Can't be taking L's like that and have a studio. You get shut down real quick. You got no monies, bro. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. Damn. That shit does look good, bro. It especially looks good on my PC. Anyways, they lost 200 million. Woo-wee! Bro, 200 million hit? 200 million? They lost 200 million? Yeah, bro, they can't take another hit like that. I'm curious. They can't take another hit like that. I don't think anybody can take a fucking hit like that. A $200 million hit? Hold up. Are you serious? Lost 200 million? Bruh.
What's up everybody, Damon here, and in today's gaming news, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League actually killed $200 million for Warner Brothers. Xbox says it wants more of exactly what it just got rid of, and everything is coming up Capcom. This is your daily $200 million hit to revenue. Reporting its Q1 financial results, WBD said its games revenue declined significantly. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League generated significantly lower revenues compared with those of Hogwarts Legacy during the same 3-month period, the company said. No shit. In a follow-up investor-focused call, WBD boss David Zaslav called the release of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League disappointing, before Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Weidenfels detailed an impairment charge the company absorbed as a result of the game's failure. Quote, the 400 million plus year-over-year decline during Q1 was primarily due to the very tough comp we faced in games against the success of Hogwarts Legacy last year in the first quarter, in conjunction with the disappointing Suicide Squad release this past quarter, which we impaired, leading to a $200 million impact. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was panned by critics upon launch with extremely low player numbers on Steam. Some of the frustration stems from it not being another Batman game from Rocksteady, despite the fact that it is set within the Arkhamverse. The developer's Arkham series is much loved by fans. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, on the other hand, is a live service, third-person combat game in which Batman is a villain. Rocksteady now faces tough
I love it. In which Batman is a villain. Who came up with this idea?
Questions around Warner Brothers' long-term commitment to Suicide Squad's live service. Warner Brothers is yet to announce Rocksteady's next project, but earlier this month it revealed Batman Arkham Shadow, a VR game developed by Camouflage, maker of the Iron Man VR game, and set for release exclusively on the MetaQuest 3 later this year.
Who has a MetaQuest 3, bruh? Why are they just throwing money away? I don't understand. Why are they throwing money away? You have a MetaQuest 3? Are you serious? Why? I guess that's a better question. Why? Why? I'm just curious. Why? For what reason? When was the last time you used it? Low impulse control? I'm just like, I don't understand. I would never get this. There's no reason for me to get it. I still have my Oculus. There hasn't been any major leaps. Mark Zuck paid to get an exclusive Batman game? I guess.
I'll cut straight to the chase. The Meta Quest 3 is the best standalone consumer-oriented VR headset you can get right now. With a slimmer design, sharper display, more powerful processor, full color pass-through for mixed reality gaming, and better controllers, the Quest 3 is clearly a superior headset when compared to its 3-year-old predecessor. All those upgrades, though, don't come cheap.
You can order it today for $499.
But Quest 3 and all of its
$499? Suck my balls. Are you crazy? You think I'm gonna walk around with a PS5 on my head?
current gen tech easily justify the cost.
Sir, I want to hear how current gen tech justify a $500 headset. This man, did Zuck pay them off? This is the craziest shit I've heard. Did Zuck pay them off? Easily justifies the purchase. The price. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Let's hear it. Come on, Eric Song. Let's see.
The Meta Quest 3 arrives in a deceptively small, rather Spartan-looking box, but our reviewer, Eric, didn't mind because he'd rather not spend extra money on fancy packaging. The contents include the headset itself, a pre-installed foam facial interface, 2 Touch Plus controllers with pre-installed wrist straps and AA batteries, an 18-watt power adapter, and a USB Type-C charging cable for the headset itself. The Quest 3 looks extremely similar to the Quest 2. Meta claims that the Quest 3 is 40% slimmer, but if you look at the fine print, you'll see that the comparison excludes the facial interface, which is thicker on the Quest 3. There's no weight savings either, unfortunately, at 459 grams, which is actually 3 grams heavier than the Quest.
You pay $300 for this?
2.
Why?
On a positive note, the ergonomics have been improved. Facial interfaces pressed halo as the less easier to adjust. Even hard plastic alternative was IPD by a little depth of. There's also a good amount of light spilling in from the nose hole. Will absorb your sweat like a cell. A facial interface with an easier to clean silicone cover pre-pair, which is 30 in virtual browsers and with technically demanding games like Microsoft Flight Simulator when you're tethered to your PC. We're not quite living the dream yet, since it could definitely be sharper as compared to a 4K PC monitor, but it does look better than any comparable headset. This new version also addresses one of our reviewers' biggest issues with Quest 2's optics, which was its narrow sweet spot. The center of the display was sharper than the edges, and you had to wear your headset perfectly to get it focused. Fortunately, the Quest 3 does away with the Fresnel lenses found in the Quest 2 and adopts the pancake lenses first seen in the Quest Pro. Aside from being slimmer, the display boasts uniform edge-to-edge clarity and
this dude just tell me about fucking pieces of the product. What does the product do? Great that the quality of the stuff in it is awesome. Like,
the Quest 2 is far and away the most popular VR headset on the market today. And if you're watching this, you probably already own one or have at least used one.
I have a Quest
and
2.
You're wondering whether Meta's newest offering, the
I'm a part
Quest
of the future,
3,
baby,
is worth upgrading to. First things first, both the Quest 2
Tell
and
me
the
why
Quest
this is
3
worth
are
it.
standalone VR headsets, meaning you can enjoy virtual and mixed reality experiences on both without needing to connect them to an expensive gaming PC. Although you can connect them to a gaming PC and play PC VR games on them if you'd like to, but we'll talk more about that later on. Other VR headsets, like the Valve Index, for example, cost more than even the Quest 3 does and require a gaming PC in order to use them. So the standalone nature and the affordable pricing of $12 gigabyte model also comes with a glasses spacer and a spoon, which is kind of gross when you're sharing your headset with friends. Not to mention, when the Quest 2 first came out, some people had allergic reactions to this foam material, causing their faces to break out. To mitigate this problem and make cleaning your sweat up easier, you can use the rubber cover, but I find that to be much less comfortable on your face. Personally, I like the aftermarket facial interfaces from companies like VR Cover, made from PU leather. But they don't exactly come with the headset, so yeah, with Quest 2's foam interface 2. The Quest 2 smaller yet it falls into one of these 3 lens Quest 3 while wearing the headset, allowing us this all of the stock head strap for a little bit.
Oh my
To it on
god.
lighter than the Quest 3 does have
Who is this for?
and even place controllers are somewhere in
I
that
just want
same
to know what
range.
are the features, what are the benefits. That's it.
Both the Quest 2 and Quest 3 support hand tracking, which allows you to navigate menus and even play some games without the need for controllers at all.
Okay.
When it comes to weight, the Quest 2 is actually a little bit lighter than the Quest 3, coming in at 17.7 ounces or 503 grams, while the Quest 3 weighs 18. Quest 3 is slightly heavier. The use you here. Both have 3.5 minutes.
Oh my god, bro.
There really is no comparison. The
Bro, you could have started off with that.
Quest 3's pass-through is way better. On both headsets, when you want or need to see the real world, you simply double tap the side of the headset and this will activate pass-through mode. On the Quest 2, you see a pretty blurry black and white representation of the world around you.
Good.
It works well enough when you need to see where you are,
Yeah, that's all you need. Like, what the fuck? What are we talking about? You don't need to see HD. You're in the game.
your play space, or to get a drink or something. But if you're wanting to check your phone or do something on your PC, you can forget it. You'll need to take
Why the fuck are you?
the headset off to be able to do those kinds of things.
You'll have to remove your headset to work on your PC, bruh. You'll have to remove your headset to get on your phone. Goodness gracious, this is honestly some first world problems.
The Quest 3's full color pass-through, on the other hand, is a huge improvement over the Quest 2's pass-through. I don't know what the resolution of it is, but it's much sharper and clearer than
This
that
is
of the
wild.
Quest 2.
This man has a headset on, using his phone and using his computer.
You
That's
can
wild.
use your phone and even do stuff on your PC
That
with
is
the
wild.
headset still on your face. Now, while Quest 3's pass-through does look better, it's still far from perfect. It's still kind of blurry and grainy, and there's some distortion as the headset tries stitching together camera and depth sensor data. It is because of this improved pass-through, though, that the Quest 3 is able to offer some pretty compelling mixed reality experiences. There aren't all that many mixed reality games available at the time I'm making
Wait,
this
it's
video.
mixed reality? That's with the zombie one. Oh, I want to try that.
But the few I've tried are
Yeah,
pretty
the
cool.
zombie one.
None of them are much more than tech demos at this point, in my opinion, but they do at least help give an idea of what kind of things we can expect to see in the future. Some of these mixed reality games do work on Quest 2, like this one in Ocean Rift. It allowed me to turn my room into an aquarium, but there are others that only work with the Quest 3.
Lame.
Of course, the pass-through isn't the only thing that's better on the Quest 3. It also boasts a 30% increase in the pixel count on its LCD displays. The Quest 2 uses a single LCD panel with a resolution of 1832.
Okay, from what I gathered, it's not worth it. That's what I've gathered, bruh. It's not fucking worth it. $500. Suka my borders. Fucking crazy, bruh. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know it's only coming on Quest, but who the hell is getting Batman Arkham? Was it Arkham Shadow? I don't know, man. I just. Are you getting Arkham Shadow? I have no desire to play a Meta Quest game. Sorry. There's no gameplay yet. Yeah, no, it's just a story.
There's a new darkness
Now, if the gameplay is fire, bet all day.
overtaking Gotham, driving the city
If the
mad.
gameplay is fire, 100%.
The only light left is from the fire in the streets, casting shadows of rats on everything that was once good. Fear is their weapon. But they're not the only ones who can use it. The Rat King will stop at nothing to destroy my city. How far will I go to destroy him?
Matt, if the gameplay is great, sure. Someone said 10 years for VR. This is cruel. Yeah, if the gameplay is good, sure. But do I think that they have something magical with the Meta Quest 3? Unlikely. It's possible, but unlikely. Just saying. Anyway. Oh, man. Let me see. Let's open up the phone lines. Because I haven't had the phone lines on. I gotta do a video on. People were saying, Lucas, didn't you say Biden did well? Yeah, I do think Biden did well. Now, does that mean that the rest of society, the rest of freaking the public, excuse me, believe that he did well? No. So it is what it is. But once you start talking about, hey, I need some sleep so I can, you know, I need to go to bed at 8, you know, that's like, no, bro. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And what I've heard recently is him talking about, I'm gonna do a video on it where he said he was a black woman. I kid you not. Biden says he was a black woman, but obviously he was confusing himself with Kamala Harris. Confuses himself with Kamala. I wonder if, because he did this in an interview. He did this in an interview. He did this on a. Oh my God, they got the audio. Oh my God.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with the.
You want to know who did a story on this? CNN did a story on this, bro. The Democrats are pushing hard to get this motherfucker to step down. I have never seen anything like this before in my life, to be honest with you. I have never seen anything like this before in my fucking life. Democrats are pushing hard to get this man to step down. They interviewed the radio host. This is what I saw.
Before the president sat down.
They interviewed the radio host. I was like, yo, they getting messy. They getting messy. They putting Fox News on blast. I'm like, shit. Fox News can't even keep up. Because that is messy to interview the radio host. Messy, bruh. Messy, messy, messy.
Well, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president.
He said, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president.
Black woman.
The first black woman. And the woman, she's just going,
Serve with a black president. I'm proud
to serve with a black president? What the fuck are you talking about, nigga? What the fuck are you, what? Bruh, somebody hit this man up with some temp fee. Someone hit him up with some temp fee. Despite everything I said during the debates, this man, I don't know what to say, bro. This is wild. And all she's doing is saying, okay, well, I think we're gonna end the interview now. Oh, so early? So early, I'm just getting started. No, I think, Mr. President, that's all the time we have.
Serve with a black president. I'm proud to.
Black president? What the fuck?
The role of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do.
Holy shit. What? Oh my God, bro. So weird. Let's hear what they have to say, bro. Let's hear what they have to say.
Down with George Stephanopoulos. He spoke with 2 black radio hosts in the battleground states of Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Both are with me now. Earl Ingram is the host of the Earl Ingram Show in Milwaukee, and Andrea Lawful Sanders is the host of The Source on WURD in Philadelphia. Welcome to you both. Congratulations on such a big week. And Earl, let me start with you. And I'm going to play here the president's answer to your question about his performance in the debate. Here's what he told you.
Bruh.
I had a bad night. And the fact of the matter is that, it was, I screwed up. I made a mistake. And, but I learned from my father, when you get knocked down, just get back up. Get back up.
Did you hear the version of the president, similar to one we saw at the debate, that alarmed so many Democrats? Gauge for me what your exchange was.
Look at her face. She's just like, do I want to take my radio show or do I want to keep on going?
The president.
Well, you.
Bro, she can't hide her. She can't. She has a poor fucking poker face. She has a poor poker face, bro. She about to start laughing. God dog, woman, get your shit together. You are on national television. You don't have a better poker face than this?
You're talking about a person, myself, who has followed the president for over 45 years. I've watched him from a very when I was a very young man to where he is now. Clearly, not just the president, but any person over a 45-year period there's going to be some changes to who they were, as there is with me. I'm not surprised that Joe Biden is not who he was 45 years ago.
Bro, they want this man gone. I don't care what you say, they want this man gone. I have never seen this type of sandbagging in my life. From a liberal-leaning news station for a Democrat president. This is unheard of. Unheard of.
I am a little surprised that the Joe Biden of today is different from the Joe Biden of 2 years ago, of even a year ago.
How so?
Yeah, how so? Bruh, and then the follow-up question, how so? Did he... Now, from what I heard that you said that he took a shit in his pants? He defecated his pants while he was on the air, is that correct? Oh my God, bruh. Oh my God. This is what goes to show you how fast they can turn on you, bruh. How fast they can turn on you. How fast they can turn on you. Now, you said that he sounded like he was drooling mid-interview. Is that correct? Do I have that correct? Can you go over the account as far as the actions that led to this event today?
Well, clearly, cognitively, anybody who hears him and knows of him and who he has been will detect that there are some differences in his speech. People attribute that constantly to the fact that he has a speech impediment. He's always had a speech impediment his entire life, but people hadn't been talking about the fact that he has a speech impediment until, the last few weeks. And clearly.
Why is she laughing so hard? What's wrong with her? Woman, what's wrong with you? Why are you laughing so hard? This is some nasty work, bro. This is some nasty work. They must have gotten their orders from the DNC. Order 66. They doing an Order 66 on Biden. This is crazy. They doing an Order 66 on Biden. That's... Whew. Some nasty work, bruh. Nasty work, bruh. Excommunicado. Bruh, excommunicado. His name went up on the on the wall like John Wick. They placed his name. The DNC placed his name. Dun. Oh my gosh.
Clearly, there's something that is different about President Joe Biden.
Yeah, he says that he will not be taking or releasing a cognitive test. Andrea, let me ask you here about.
Bro, what? Where did that come from? These niggas is messy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, that had nothing to do with the fuck he said. It had nothing to do with it. Had nothing to do with it. How are you going to talk about this man's interview? Like, yeah, well, he did say he wasn't going to be taking or releasing any type of cognitive test. Teresa, what do you have to say? Ooh. Do you see how this is entertainment? Do you now see how this is entertainment? I hope people see how this is entertainment now. I hope you all now see how this is entertainment. This is nothing but entertainment. I hope people understand this. They will switch up on you in a heartbeat, and it is crazy. It is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Your interviews, and something I listened to both of them, and there's something that's similar here.
So hard, bro. She trying to laugh. Does she? Maybe she has her live stream on or something. She's dying, bro. She wants to burst out and start laughing.
You you asked 4 questions, and maybe that's what you were allowed to ask by.
Here's the thing. Do you understand they gave him the questions ahead of time? She gave him the questions ahead of time. And he still said he's the first black president and has a... No, he said he's the first black VP working with the black president. Maybe what it is, hold on, maybe what y'all have to understand, y'all got this the wrong way, okay? What you have to understand, what Biden meant is that he feels that he's black. He identifies with the black struggle. That's why he said that. That's what you have to understand. It's not that he actually thought he was a black female. That's not what he was saying. He was saying, I embody the pain of the black female. I know what it feels like to bleed the black female. You know damn well that's what CNN would be saying. They would have a panel of 5 fucking people, bruh. And you know damn well that's what they would be saying. Where's the fucking lie? Where's the lie? You tell me where the lie is. You know damn well they get Van Jones. I think what people are misconstruing his words. I think that's what they're doing. They're taking it out of context because clearly he doesn't believe that he's a black VP. I think what he is saying that he embodies the passions and the heartbreak that much of the black community has gone through, and that he was referencing how he was in line with the black community when he was serving under President Barack Obama. I think this is what's happening with the Republican media, is that they've become, symptoms of this poisonous disease that is Trump. It's taken over. You know damn well that's what they would be saying. You know damn well that's what they would be saying. Instead, these mofos is going, well, this nigga did shit on himself during the debates. I don't know if anyone caught that. Back to you, Teresa. What do you have to say? Would you say that it seemed that you were talking to someone who may have been suffering from Down syndrome, maybe light autism, a sprinkle of autism? What would you say? Did that sound familiar? They going in, bro. They fucking going in, bro. Come on now. They going in. I've heard CNN's takes. I've heard them say some crazy shit over the years. This is unprecedented, I will say. Unprecedented.
By the campaign or the White House, but they were essentially the same questions.
Now, you know, neither of these people would be on CNN, bro. Neither of them. They would be on Fox News. They would be on Fox News. Fox News probably tried to book them, and they said, I can't. I have to go on CNN. What? You going on CNN? Yeah. Why the fuck would CNN want to interview the host where Biden said he was a black woman? What's going on here?
Interviews about accomplishments, progress in your respective state, what's at stake in the election, what he has to say about his debate performance, and what he would say to voters who think their vote doesn't matter or might sit this election out. Were those questions given to you by the White House, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
Now, you know damn well they would never ask those questions, bruh. They didn't ask those questions of Hillary Clinton, knowing damn well she was given the questions beforehand. You know damn well that wouldn't happen. You can't tell me they're not trying to sandbag this man's campaign. You can't tell me the DNC told them, hey, order 66 on this mofo. Get this old motherfucker out. By any means necessary. You can't tell me that. On what planet is a fucking CNN fucking anchor asking the host, hey, did you have to give the questions in advance?
Questions were sent to me for approval. I approved them.
The question... Hold up. I didn't even know that. I heard the opposite. You're telling me they sent her the questions? And you had to approve them? Wait, what? Wait, what? You're telling me they sent her the questions? Y'all, I didn't know it was this bad, bro. I knew it was bad. I was like, he's been an old fart for, this entire time. I didn't know it was this bad, bro. I've never heard of that. Usually they give you guidelines. Hey, you can talk about this. Don't talk about this. We're trying to keep it focused on this area of the aspect of the campaign. Yada, yada, yada. I've never heard them say, here are the questions he's going to answer. Are you okay with this? Now, you want to tell me this is information you expect to hear on CNN? This is information you expect to hear on CNN. Stop it, bro. Miss me with this nonsense.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview.
Yes.
Look at her. Yep. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even Biden answering. It was an AI, I believe. I believe it was an AI who was answering the questions.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
Okay.
She was like, yo, they gave you 8 questions. Choose 4, bitch. Choose 4. Here are 8 questions. Choose 4. That's crazy. They made it multiple choice for questions that you can ask him. Can Biden do an EO so that the citizens have that with law enforcement? Can Biden do an EO so the citizens have that with fucking anything and everything with our bosses? Here are 6 questions, bitch. You only get to ask 3. Choose wisely.
And the reason I ask is not a criticism of either view. It's just that if...
Of course not. It's not a criticism of her. You trying to fucking take a dump on Biden.
The White House is trying now to prove the...
Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Come on. This is too much. This is honestly too much. He's about to say, you already know what he's about to say. If the White House is trying to prove the mental stability that his faculties are firing at 100, it seems a bit odd to me that they would give him pre-approved questions. What do you have to say about that? Don't do it, bro. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
The vim, vigor, acuity of the president, I don't know how they do that by sending questions first.
Did I not call it? Did I not call it? Bro, Biden is honestly like a black person right now. This man got no friends. Even the friends he thought he has aren't his friends. Biden's feeling alone right now. That's gotta be a mind fuck. That has gotta be a mind fuck. He's feeling alone. CNN's turning on him? That's when you know it's bad, bro. That's when you know it's bad. Goodness gracious. If y'all don't hit the like button, bro, you know what? Here what we gonna do. I don't know why y'all try to hold me, though. I don't know why y'all do this to me. I don't know why y'all try and hoe your boy like this. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all try and hoe me like this? Damn shame. Anyways.
Before the interview so that the president knows what's coming. Let me play here a bit of your interview. This is, and you've probably seen it.
No, they're not going to play it. Bro, if they play the clip of him saying he's a black woman, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. If they play the clip of him saying he's a black woman, I'm done. I'm done. I know they wouldn't go that. I don't think they'd go that far. They wouldn't go that far.
And a lot of attention. This is when he was asked about his accomplishments as president.
They're not going to go that far, are they?
Let's play it.
I'm proud to be the
Nasty fucking work, bro. They even had the subtitles, bro. They even transcribed it. Nasty work. Whoo! They doing him worse than fucking Trump. They doing him worse than Trump. I've never seen CNN dog walk someone like this. They doing him worse than Trump, bro. They got the caption. They got the quote and everything. Bruh. They doing this man worse than Trump. They doing him worse than Trump. I am proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with the black president. Oh my gosh. In spite of everything you've done for them, right? They'll hate you. Why bother?
As I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president.
Oh my God.
Did you?
Is he gonna? Of course, he's gonna ask follow up. This is a murder, bro. This is a murder. The police should be called. The police should be called, bro. CNN can't get away with this. This is heinous. This is absolutely evil.
You hear, as it's being covered, the president say that he...
Look at her laughing. She's laughing. They're laughing at him. This is CNN. They're laughing at... You want to tell me Order 66 didn't happen? You want to tell me Order 66 didn't happen? They are laughing at him, bruh. They are like, yo, you don't step down, that's fine. We're just not going to support you. We're going to purposely tank your campaign. We're going to purposely tank your campaign. Because you know damn well CNN would have never played this, bro. Would have never played this. We would have never heard about this story. We would have had to see a clip on fucking Newsmax or Fox News or something. Or have Tucker Carlson. Well, it seems that the president thinks that he's a trans woman. This is wild.
Covered, the president say that he was proud to be the first black woman president because that's what the headlines all over the internet are suggesting.
What do you mean that's what the headlines are all over the internet are suggesting? Nigga, you just had the transcript. You transcribed it. Talking about that's what the headlines are suggesting. I beg your pardon? Oh, they evil. Oh, this is diabolical. This is diabolical. They're going to give you the captions and say, this is what's going on all around the internet. You just transcribed what the fuck he said. Oh, this is diabolical. Oh, wow. This is nasty work. This is some nasty work. This is some nasty work, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, this is brutal. We get to 200, we'll open it up for everyone. We get to 200 likes, we'll open it up for everyone. This is some nasty work.
First black woman, served with a black president.
Did you hear, as it's being covered, the president say that he was proud to be the first black woman president? Because that's what the headlines all over the internet are suggesting.
I find it interesting that they saw and heard that. What I got.
What did you hear? Oh, no, don't do it, boo. Please don't have a black woman splain for this man. Oh my God. Black women are banned today. Sorry. Y'all are banned from calling in. Y'all are banned from the panel too. Not one black woman can come on. We had this black man over here, bro. The anchor was like, this nigga's retarded, isn't he? Well, I won't say that he's retarded, but he's not the same man that I once knew. Okay, well, he said he doesn't want to take what did he say, a test? He's not going to release the test, so he may be retarded. Ma'am, what do you have to say? Please don't tell me she gonna splain for him. Please don't tell me that she gonna put on the cape. Black woman, you about to take this L. Y'all about to get this L if I hear bro, if she puts on the cape, don't tell me she gonna put on the cape.
That's what the headlines all over the internet are suggesting.
I find it interesting that they saw and heard that.
What did you hear?
What I got from him was that he was intimating that Kamala Harris was the first black woman vice president. And I guess with his speech impediment, they heard something else. And I find it interesting that that was the only thing that they picked out of that entire conversation. And
woo! Capes in the chat, everybody. Speech impediment. That's what they heard. Woo! She flying, bro. She's flying. Black woman, for this performance, you are banned from this stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is too much. This is too much. This is too much.
President. And I guess with his speech impediment, they heard something else. And I find it interesting that that was the only thing that they picked out of that entire conversation and ran with it. Look, we have a hard way to go in this country. I am listening to the community that is speaking to me every single day on WIT radio. We are answering, looking at the things that are mattering to us. We can't afford to get excited and flumble about what folks are thinking about the president and his frailty and his speeches. We are concerned.
She should be motherfucking ashamed of herself. Are you fucking serious? Ma'am, we have the audio. Now, did I not tell you how they would explain it? Did I not tell you how they would explain it? I didn't think they'd actually do it, though. Yeah, y'all, this is wild. This is wild. This is wild. She was like, well, I think he was being proud of the vice president. Isn't that similar to what I said? Well, I was embodying as far as being proud and understanding and resonating with being the first black vice president, the pain that her people have gone through. Oh my.
Black woman president, because that's what the headlines all over the internet are suggesting.
I find it interesting that they saw and heard that. What I got from him was that he was intimating that Kamala Harris was the first black woman vice president. And I guess with his speech impediment.
Look at the black man. Look at his face, bro. He's pissed. He's like, really, bitch? Really, bitch? He shocked himself. Really, bitch?
Heard the president, because that's what the headlines all over the internet are suggesting.
I find it interesting that they saw and heard that. What I got from him was that he was intimating that Kamala Harris was the first black woman vice president. And I guess with his speech impediment.
Come on, bitch. Come on.
They heard something else. And I find it interesting that was.
That little. Really, bitch? Really? This is what you're doing right now? Okay. All right.
The only thing that they picked out of that entire conversation and ran with it. Look, we have a hard way to go in this country. I am listening to the community that is speaking to me every single day on WURD radio. We are answering, looking at the things that are mattering to us. We can't afford to get excited and fumble and flumble about what folks are thinking about this, the president and his frailty and his speeches. We are concerned about the purging of the government.
She got notes, bro. That's what she got. She got notes. You know the White House gave her notes. Listen, bitch. She got a call before this interview. Listen, bitch. You say anything disparaging about fucking president, we'll fucking kill you. Do you hear me? We'll fucking kill you. We'll kill you and your whole fucking family. All right, bitch? You won't have a talk radio show. You see her looking down at her fucking notes.
The president and his frailty and his speeches.
She's scared. She's scared for her fucking life. Ever since that Supreme Court ruling, Biden probably called her, you know I can kill you, bitch. What? Mr. President, you heard what the Supreme Court said. It'll be an official act. You better get it right, bitch. Get it right and get it tight. Bruh, she's scared for her fucking life, bro. She's scared. She reading the notes that they gave her, bro. They sent her an email. This is what you're gonna say, bitch. This is what you're gonna say.
We are concerned about the purging.
Look at that. Look, we are concerned about the purging of what's happening
of the government in Project 2025. We've been talking about this on WURD since January. Fully.
Look at that. Look at that. Going back to the notes. Going back to the notes. Project 2025. Yeah, we've been talking about this since January.
And completely the slashing of the department.
The slashing of the department. The slashing of the. I wouldn't be surprised if Biden was there going. I wouldn't be surprised. It would probably be a really slow movement, just like. Bro, Biden's behind the camera. They giving her flashcards. They giving her. Oh my God.
Department of Justice and dismantling the FBI.
Look at this shit. This shit is, bitch. Do you know? Psst, psst, psst. Hey, bitch. Hey, do you know we can see you? Yeah, bitch, we can see you. Do you know you keep on looking down off to the side? Psst, bitch, we can see you. You on air right now. You not on the radio. Yeah, you on air. We can see you. Can someone tell her, please? Can someone tell her that we can see her? This is crazy.
And replacing their traditional independence from political pressure with fealty to the administration. Those are the things that matter to us in the Black community. So when I ask,
those are the things that matter to us in the Black community. If they matter so much, why'd you have to read your notes, boo? If they matter so much, why do you have to read your notes? Bro, I'm gonna have a field day with this video. I'm gonna have a field day with this video. I'm gonna be like, Biden's White House threatens Black radio host. Biden's White House threatens Black radio host of being the first victim of an official act. This is crazy.
Ask them what matters most to you that President Biden.
This is what matters to us in the Black community. Bitch, why you have to read from the script then if that's what matters? Get the fuck out of here. She doing like it's a Ben Shapiro ad. Well, I want to talk about the Biden administration, but first, a word from our sponsors. Have you ever tasted as far as the delicious taste of MAGA beer? Goodness gracious.
Biden has this speech impediment or that he's slowing down versus the other person who has all these other things going on. They keep saying to me, we did it on Friday on The Source. We did it Thursday. We keep asking them. They keep saying the same thing. We want the Democrats to win, because we feel like if we do anything else, it's going to be a problem for us. What I'm concerned about is that no one really seems to be in the community talking to the very people who has the vote.
Earl Ingram from Civic Media, Andrea Lawful Sanders from WRD. Thank you both.
Bruh. They did another interview with her? Oh my God.
In a pair of taped radio.
This was 2 days ago. They did a follow-up interview with
Before
her.
the president.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my God, bro. Biden dropping out has increased feeling of inevitability. Here's why. Yo, they're like, we don't want you, bro. Get the fuck out of here. The media is not stopping. Can you imagine the liberal media that's been like fucking kissing your feet? They're like, yo, we don't want Trump. They really don't want Trump. Like, the powers that be, the Cohens, they really don't want Trump. That's very interesting. They really don't want Trump. They're like, yo, we can't risk this. We can't risk it with you.
Not if. I'm Michael Smerconish in Philadelphia. That's my assessment after watching last night's interview on ABC with President Biden. As I tweeted in real time, I credit George Stephanopoulos for civilly asking the right questions. People will see what...
I don't know, man. I don't think that debate was that bad, to be honest with you. I just don't. I think it was Biden beating Biden. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything from him falling off his bike, him falling down Air Force One, him slowly, walking away during a event, him recently giving Casper the Ghost thumbs up, him mumbling through speeches. I mean, I don't know what people expected. I think maybe people believe the fucking media. That's the only thing that I can think of. I'm thinking that people believe CNN when they were like, hey, this was an edited clip. Biden is fine. He's doing amazing. He actually was just doing jumping jacks and backflips on Air Force One. That's why his legs were tired. Yeah, he was doing backflips and cartwheels on Air Force One for his daily exercise routine. So when he fell on the steps of Air Force One, it's because his legs gave out due to such intense exercise. Next question. I'm starting to think that these stupids, because that's what they are, these stupids actually believe them. Bro, these white liberals actually believe CNN. These poor bastards, bro. These white liberals actually believe CNN. And then when they got on the debate stage, they were like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Oh, those poor bastards. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because I'm like, well, yeah, of course he's like, yeah. Like, it wasn't a shock to me. That's what I'm saying. Even with that gap, I was like, that's just a bad look. But, like, I wasn't expecting him to be, like, any fluid orator or debater. I knew he was going to be, like, a little, fucking an old toy, bro. Like an old car. These fucking dumb white liberals actually were watching and be like, oh, he's going to smoke him. Just watch, okay? All those backflips he was doing on Air Force One, okay? He's going to smoke this fucking cocksucker. That's what he's going to do. And they got like a fucking reality check. They got a fucking reality check. Oh my God, bruh.
They want, but you really can't say this is reassuring. I'm not sure which was worse, President Biden unsure whether he watched the debate that caused this crisis or lacking the...
Wait, did he say he didn't even watch the debate? Did he say he wasn't sure if he watched his own fucking debate? Stop it, y'all. This is abuse.
Self-awareness to know the impact of that answer.
This is abuse.
President Biden's withdrawal from the race has an increasing feeling of inevitability. Abuse. That's because his problem is unfixable. What ails...
Did you happen to see the debate? I don't know. I'm sorry, did you say you don't know if you saw your own debate? Peanut butter. I can't do this. Medicaid. Sir, why are you saying Medicaid? What does Medicaid have to do with anything? This man is honestly just speaking off of fucking like talking points at this point. I don't think he's actually thinking anymore. I think that's the sad part. I don't think he's actually thinking. I think he broke his brain during the debate. I think he used all of his energy during the debate. All he can now do is talk off of, talking points. Abortion, human right. Sir, I was asking if you wanted coffee. Medicaid. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that as a yes.
Him eventually comes for us all, and when it does, the hands of time cannot be unwound. The reason this is resonating with so many is that we've all been there in our own lives with loved ones. And in the case of a president, the media glare will now chronicle every misstatement, each misstep, including by those outlets that until now were willing to look the other way. Unscripted moments will continue to make news. It's all rather sad and unsustainable. And it didn't have to end this way. The president is the one who decided to seek a second term, which would...
Bro, they are... Do you hear them? They're talking like fucking Gestapo. Do y'all not hear this? They're talking like fucking... It didn't have to end this way, Mr. President. You chose to take a second term. All of us, we told you to sit your white ass down. You're doing this to yourself, Mr. President. You're doing this to yourself. This is crazy. They sound like Fox News. Exactly. That's exactly what the fuck I said. You're doing this to yourself, Mr. President. Yo.
Would end with him being age 86. But here we are. The campaign is in a doom loop, in a post...
In a doom loop? What is this rhetoric? What is this rhetoric? A doom loop? Bro, you tell me. Hold on, I'm gonna do a poll. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm curious what y'all think. You tell me. Who do they talk worse about? You tell me, bro. You tell me, bro. Maybe my memory is fading, but I don't even remember. They not even talking this way about Trump. They are hoeing this man. They are hoeing this man. A doom loop?
Debate CNN survey, more than half of Democrats and Democratic-leaning voters said the party has a better shot at the presidency with someone other than Biden. That viewpoint is now shared by members of Congress, editorial boards, donors, and opinion leaders. The Washington Post is reporting that Democratic Senator Mark Warner is attempting to assemble other Democratic senators to ask the president to exit the race. As this cycle repeats itself, with more seeking his withdrawal, fewer unassociated with the president are forcefully pushing back. The increasing weight of opposition to his candidacy has overwhelmed the message of his campaign. Just how bad is it? Well, for once, even Donald Trump realizes that he's best served staying out of the limelight. And so now, on this Saturday, July 6, 2024, the question seems to be when and not if. But this is not necessarily bad news for Democrats. 9 days ago, in real time, during the now infamous debate, I tweeted this: does Donald Trump lose by winning tonight? Does this debate spur a switch to a stronger Democrat with a better chance of beating Trump? In other words, I was saying, be careful what you wish for, Donald Trump. The crisis might produce a more formidable opponent.
Not yet.
The question will soon be who and by what means becomes the Democratic nominee. President Biden cannot control his delegates. He cannot mandate.
They are just, they're not even acting like it's for question. They're like, no, there is someone else. They're not even like speculating anymore. They're like, no, there's someone else. There's someone else. We're not having this man in office. There is someone else. That's some new. I haven't seen this one before.
That they support Vice President Kamala Harris, but as a practical matter, if he endorses her, she will be the Democratic nominee. But is that in her or the party's best interest? Ultimately, is that in the nation's best interest? The poll question today at Smerconish.com asks, which would make Kamala Harris a stronger Democratic presidential nominee, acclamation or competition? I argue the latter. A Kamala Harris who fights for and earns the Democratic...
So they're like, yo, they're not even going to do it to Kamala Harris. Oh, that's genius. They're arguing like, hey, you got to earn this spot. You got to lift yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, that is fucking delicious. How are they going to do this? I don't understand. How are they going to do this? With what time? I don't understand now. How are they going to have a debate? I just don't understand. They can't have a debate. So how are they going to have other people in the ring? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Nomination will be sharper and stronger than one who wins by acclamation. She was not a strong candidate when she sought the nomination in 2020.
No, she wasn't.
Ironically, her one moment in the spotlight came when she challenged then Vice President Biden for a decades-old position on busing.
Damn.
That and her reversal of her willingness to abolish private health insurance, which she'd signaled when raising her hand in agreement with Bernie Sanders. She dropped out of the race before a single vote was cast, but was nevertheless put back in the VP mix because Biden had said that he would select a female running mate. If the nomination is handed to her, she will remain an untested political commodity. And the first time that she...
Bro, am I the only one that's hearing this? Because this sounds awfully familiar. This sounds awfully similar to DEI. How Republicans want to talk about DEI. Am I missing something? Maybe I'm tripping. I could be tripping, don't get me wrong. I definitely could be tripping. But this sounds awfully similar to how Republicans are screaming about DEI. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This sounds eerily familiar. They're like, we don't know this bitch. We don't know her like that. He chose to pick her. We don't know her like that. This is the pain.
She'll be held accountable for the vice presidential assignments she was given, namely tackling the root causes of the border crisis, will be when confronted by Donald Trump. Instead, let's see her on stage now, opposite Gavin Newsom and Josh Shapiro.
No way. No way. Where did Gavin Newsom come from? Huh. I wonder. Where did Gavin Newsom come from? Hot damn. See, this is what I'm talking about, black people. Y'all want to talk about strategy? This is strategy. This is straight up some fucking House of Cards. I hope people understand this. That's what this is. This is some straight up House of fucking Cards.
Gretchen Whitmer, Amy Klobuchar, Secretary Pete, Andy Beshear, Raphael Warnock, Jared Polis. It's a deep bench, but none of them will step forward if it's handed to Harris. How then will Democrats know that they've mounted the strongest challenge to Donald Trump? Instead, let Harris sharpen her skills in town halls and debates, speeches to state delegations. I don't know, but I strongly suspect that the cable outlets, including this one, would ensure that it all happens in prime time. The Chicago Convention, it would be the most exciting political gathering of the modern era. The nation would be enthralled. And if you think it's all undoable, well, just remember this. In the UK, they just staged an entire election in 6 weeks. Democrats have more time than that to field their strongest ticket.
They're talking about, yo, have a debate. They did it in 6 weeks. You got longer than that? Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that would be big. That would be massive. I'm not gonna lie, that would be massive. And it would help Kamala Harris, to be honest with you. It really would. I'm not disagreeing with what he's saying. I'm just surprised that he's saying it. That's all. I'm not disagreeing with what he's saying. I'm just surprised he's freaking saying it. Because he is right. He absolutely is right. I just wonder where he got this talking point from. That's all. I wonder where he got it from.
But it should come from a contest, not an anointing. I want to know what you think. Go to smirconish.com. Answer today's poll question. Which would make Kamala Harris a stronger Democratic presidential nominee, acclamation or competition? Of course, not everyone thinks that Biden should go. Stuart Stevens is a former Republican strategist and consultant. He worked on 5 presidential campaigns, including George W. Bush and Mitt Romney. He's now a senior advisor to the Lincoln Project. He argues in The Atlantic that the push to oust Biden is ridiculous, pointing to Biden's record as president as saying far more about his fitness to serve than a 90-minute debate ever could. Meanwhile, Pulitzer Prize-winning historian Ann Applebaum says it's time to roll the dice. In her piece in The Atlantic, she argues there's too much at stake for Democrats to stick with a fading candidate. Both join me now. Stuart, good to have you back. You said in the New York Times, it's easy to be for your guy on good nights. It doesn't mean much. The test is on bad nights. If Joe Biden simply had a bad night, I'd be inclined to agree with you. What are you thinking now in light of the Stephanopoulos interview?
I basically, Michael, with all due respect, disagree with about everything you just said. I think, to be honest, I think that we have to look at some reality here. The last time the White House was held by a party without an incumbent was 1988. That's 36 years. Hasn't happened this century. That's probably for a reason. No president with these economic numbers has ever lost re-election since we've been keeping economic numbers. The greatest weakness in any party is dissension for the nomination with an incumbent president. So you get somebody like...
This man is wild, bro. Frederick gifted 5 subs. Welcome to the army, my trans green people. That is something else, man.
Like Pat Buchanan, who runs against George Bush in '92, wasn't going to threaten him, but he cost him probably the election. What cost Jimmy Carter the election? Probably Ted Kennedy running. When you look at what Alan Lichtman calls the keys to the presidency, being challenged within the party is one of the key determinants if you can win or not. I don't think that what has happened in that debate, if President Biden stays in, I don't think it's what people are going to be talking about the last week. This is a long campaign. He has a very weak opponent with a lot to talk about.
Is he serious?
Now, look, I don't understand how the inner workings of the Democratic Party work. I mean, I know more about hip-hop than I do about that, and I know more about IHOP than hip-hop. But it seems to me that there is no reason based upon that not to continue to support what has been, I think, fair to say, the most successful first-term president since World War II.
Ann Applebaum, your thoughts are what?
So first of all, let me begin by agreeing that Biden has had a fantastic presidency. His list of accomplishments is long. I've just come from England, where it's clear there that the United States has leapt ahead almost all other developed countries in speed of growth since the coronavirus pandemic. I admire his foreign policy. He's been an excellent leader of the free world, and I use those terms in in full meaning. I mean, he's defended. He's organized the defense of Ukraine.
Goodness gracious, this pretext is insane. She's like padding this fucking this insult. She's padding it hard, bro, so it lands as soft as possible. so that it lands as soft as possible. Goodness gracious. And he's one of the greatest men on the face of the planet. And he loves his wife. He's a great father. You know, girl, just go on and say it.
Ukraine in a really spectacular manner. He has a great administration.
Is there a but?
However, an election is not about the past. It's about the future. It's not a judgment on his first term. It's about what comes next. And in my Atlantic article, I argued that a political party that was really cold-blooded and that said, what do we have to do to win, would look at the math, look at the states, and say there are 3 states that we need to win. We need Michigan, we need Wisconsin, and we need Pennsylvania. So let's look at the 3 governors of those states.
I said it's safe to assume that it's over. That's what I said. It's safe to assume that, Frederick. It is safe to assume now.
Let's let them compete. And by the way, I agree with you that you could make, not only could you make the Democratic National Convention really interesting and fun, you would also ruin the Republican National Convention because they'd have no opponent to attack. You could have the 3 of them run. You could of course have Harris run as well. You could have a short competition. You could have maybe President Obama and Hillary Clinton being the moderators. You could do town halls. You would have an exciting competition. You would have, people arguing, and then you would have a winner. And then it would be possible, after you have votes at the convention, for people to unite behind the winner. And remember that Democrats like competitions. Remember, they liked that Obama emerged from almost nowhere, that Clinton emerged from almost nowhere, that they both emerged to become president through the primary process. That's how Joe Biden became president 4 years ago, because he won a primary. Democrats like primaries. They like seeing who wins them, and they like then uniting behind them. And I think that is, given the circumstances, given that, as you said, the situation is not going to improve and it could even get dramatically worse, I think now is the moment to make that leap.
Woo! Woo. Man. This is brutal. This is brutal, man. They are throwing his butt under the bus. If I had ever seen it. If you had told me CNN would have said this, I wouldn't have believed you. I'm like, you're a freaking liar. Stop it. See, you didn't say that. You're a liar. I swear, Lucas, I swear. Get the hell out of here. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Kind of speechless, to be honest with you. I don't know what to say. What is there to say, to be honest? What is there to say? Yeah, that's really it. That's it. Chihuahua, man. Chihuahua. Exactly. Obama was a national figure by 2004 after this convention speech. He was running by 2007, not 6 months before an election. Yeah. Yeah. This is bad. It's just really bad. That's all I can say. It's just really bad. I don't know, man. Because the media is not even supporting him. The media is like flaming this man. Flaming him. Let's see.
From ABC News, a special edition of This Week.
Hate to say it, but I think we're doomed regardless. I wouldn't say regardless, but I would say this doesn't inspire anybody. That's for damn sure. This doesn't inspire anybody. That's for damn sure.
President Joe Biden, his first television interview since the debate. The news-making exclusive. Now reporting from Madison, Wisconsin, George Stephanopoulos.
Good evening from Madison, Wisconsin for a special edition of This Week. the first broadcast interview with President Biden since last week's debate. Earlier this afternoon, we taped the 22-minute interview. There are no cuts, no edits. We have not touched it. At this pivotal moment in the presidential campaign, here it is. Mr. President, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the debate. You and your team have said you had a bad night, but your friend Nancy Pelosi actually framed the question that I think is on the minds of millions of Americans. Was this a bad episode or the sign of a more serious condition?
It was a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing, and I had a bad night.
You know, you say you were exhausted, and I know you've said that before as well, but you came, and you did have a tough month, but you came home from Europe about 11 or 12 days before the debate, spent 6 days in Camp David. Why wasn't that enough rest time, enough recovery time?
Because I was sick. I was feeling terrible. Matter of fact, the docs with me, I asked if they did a COVID test because they were trying to figure out what was wrong. They did a test to see whether or not I had some infection, a virus. I didn't. They just had a really bad cold.
And did you ever watch the debate afterwards?
Yeah.
I don't think I did, no.
Sure. All due respect, Mr. President. All due respect, Mr. President. You just said you don't recall if you watched your own fucking debate. And then you said the reason why you performed so poorly was because you had a fucking cold. This isn't fun. This isn't funny, man. I hope he's doing well with the Spanish and Mandarin. Oh my gosh. Spanish and Mandarin, bruh. Spanish and Mandarin. Because this is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Like, come on.
Well, what I want to get at is, what were you experiencing as you were going through the debate? Did you know how badly it was going?
Yeah, look. The whole way I prepared, nobody's fault, mine. Nobody's fault but mine. I prepared what I usually would do, sitting down, as I did come back with foreign leaders or the National Security Council, for explicit detail. And I realized about partway through that, I get quoted, the New York Times had me down at 10 points before the debate, 9 now, or whatever the hell it is. The fact of the matter is that what I looked at is that he also lied 28 times. The way the debate ran, not my fault, no one else's fault. No one else's fault.
But it seemed like you were having trouble from the first question in, even before he spoke.
Well, I just had a bad night. You've had some bad interviews once in a while. I can't remember any, but I'm sure you did.
I've had plenty. I guess the question, the problem is here for a lot of Americans watching is, you've said, going back to 2020, watch me, to people who are concerned about your age. And, 50 million Americans watched that debate. It seemed to confirm fears they already had.
Well, look, after that debate, I did 10 major events in a row, including until 2 o'clock in the morning after that debate. I did events in North Carolina. I did events in Georgia. Did events like this today. Large crowds, overwhelming response, no slipping. And so I just had a bad night. I don't know why.
And how quickly did it come to you that you were having that bad night?
Well, it came to me as having a bad night when I realized that even when I was answering a question, even though they turned his mic off, he was still shouting. And I let it distract me. I'm not blaming it on that. But I realized that I just wasn't in control.
But part of the other concern is that this seems to have fit into a pattern of decline that has been reported on recently. New York Times had a headline on July 2nd, Biden's lapses are said to be increasingly common and worrisome. Here's what they wrote. People who have spent time with President Biden over the last few months or so said the lapses appear to have grown more frequent, more pronounced, and after Thursday's debate, more worrisome. By many accounts, as evidenced by video footage, observation, and interviews, Mr. Biden is not the same today as he was even when he took office 3.5 years ago. Similar reporting in the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal. Are you the same man today that you were when you took office 3.5 years ago?
In terms of successes, yes. I also was the guy who put together a peace plan for the Middle East that may be coming to fruition. I was also the guy that expanded NATO. I was also the guy that grew the economy. All the individual things that were done were ideas I had or I fulfilled. I moved on. And so, for example, well, that was true then. What's Biden done lately? Today, just announced 200,000 new jobs. We're moving in a direction that no one's ever taken on. I know you know this from the days in the government. I took on Big Pharma. I beat them. No one said I could beat them. I took on all the things we said we got done. We were told we couldn't get done. And part of it is what I said when I ran was I wanted to do 3 things. Restore some decency to the office. Restore some support for the middle class instead of trickle-down economics, go from the middle out and the bottom up. That way the wealthy still do fine, everyone does better. And unite the country.
But what has all that work over the last 3.5 years cost you physically, mentally, emotionally?
Well, I just think it cost me a really bad night, bad run. But, George, I'm optimistic about this country. I don't think we're a country of losers, that he points out. I don't think America's in tough shape. I think America's on the cusp of breaking through in so many incredible opportunities. This next term, I'm going to make sure we have straighten out the tax system. I'm going to make sure we're in a situation where we have health care for all people, where we're in a position where we have child care and elder care, free up, and all these things. The one thing I'm proudest of is, remember when my economic plan was put forward, a lot of the mainstream economists said it's not going to work. Well, guess what? You now have 16 Nobel laureates, 16 of them in economics, saying that Biden's next term would be, based on what he wants to do, enormous success. Trump's plan would cause a recession, would significantly increase inflation. I've made great progress, and that's what I plan on doing, and we can do this.
I understand that, and I'm not disputing that. What I'm asking you is about your personal situation. Do you dispute that there have been more lapses, especially in the last several months?
Can I run the 110 flat? No, but I'm still in good shape.
Are you more frail?
No.
Yo, these questions.
I know you spoke. Keep my schedule.
I know you spoke with your doctor.
These questions are brutal, fam. These questions, this is just mean, bro. You're just being mean at this point. They're just being mean, honestly, at this point. These questions are... This is hard to listen to. Maybe it's just me, but this is hard to fucking listen to. This is, Ugh. This is some nasty work, man.
After the debate, what did he say?
He said, he just looked at me and said, "You're exhausted." I said, "Look, I have medical doctors travel me everywhere, every president does, as you know. Medical doctors, some of the best in the world, travel me everywhere I go. I have an ongoing assessment of what I'm doing. They don't hesitate to tell me if they think there's something wrong."
I know you said you have an ongoing assessment. Have you had a full neurological and cognitive evaluation?
I get a full neurological test every day with me. And I've had a full physical. I had, I've been at Walter Reed for my physicals. Yes. The answer is
I know your doctor said he consulted with a neurologist. I guess I'm asking a slightly different question. Have you had the specific cognitive tests, and have you had a neurologist, a specialist, do an examination?
No, no one said I had to. No one said, they said I'm good.
Would you be willing to undergo an independent medical evaluation that included neurological and cognitive tests and release the results to the American people?
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day. Every day I have that test. Everything I do. You know, not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world. And that's not how it sounds like hyperbole. But we are the essential nation in the world. Madeleine Albright was right. And every single day, for example, today, before I come out here, I'm on the phone with the Prime Minister of, well, anyway, I shouldn't get into detail, but with Netanyahu. I'm on the phone with the new Prime Minister of England. I'm working on what we're doing with regard to, in Europe, with regard to expansion of NATO and whether it's going to stick. I'm taking on Putin. I mean, every day, there's no day I go through, there are not those decisions I have to make every single day.
And you have been doing that, and the American people have been watching, yet their concerns about your age and your health are growing. So that's why I'm asking, to reassure them, would you be willing to have the independent medical evaluation?
Watch me between, there's a lot of time left in this campaign. It's over 125 days.
So
They'll
the answer,
make a decision.
the right answer right now is no, you don't want to do that, right?
Well, I've already done it.
You talked a lot about your successes at the beginning of this interview, and I don't want to dispute that. I don't want to debate that. But as you know, elections are about the future, not the past. They're about tomorrow, not yesterday. And the question on so many people's minds right now is, can you serve effectively for the next 4 years?
George, I'm the guy that put NATO together, the future. No one thought I could expand it. I'm the guy that shut Putin down. No one thought could happen. I'm the guy that put together the South Pacific Initiative with AUKUS. I'm the guy that got 50 nations, out, not only in Europe, outside of Europe as well, to help Ukraine. I'm the guy that got Japanese to expand their budget. So, I mean, these, and for example, when I decided we used to have 40% of the computer chip in it, we invented the chip, that little chip for the computer chip. It's in everything from cell phone to weapons. And so we used to have 40%, and we're down to virtually nothing. So I get in the plane against the advice of everybody, and I fly to South Korea. I convinced them to invest in the United States, billions of dollars. Now we have tens of billions of dollars being invested in the United States, making us back in a position where we're going to own that industry again. We have, I mean, I just, anyway. I don't want to take too much credit. I have a great staff.
But all that, I guess my point is, all that takes a toll. Do you have the mental and physical capacity to do it for another 4 years?
I believe so. I wouldn't be running if I didn't think I did. Look.
Is that true, though? Is it true?
I'm running again because I think I understand best what has to be done to take this nation to a completely new level. We're on our way. We're on our way. And look, the decision recently made by the Supreme Court on immunity, you know, the next president of the United States, it's not just about whether he or she knows what they're doing. It's not about a conglomerate of people making decisions. It's about the character of the president. The character of the president is going to determine whether or not this Constitution is employed the right way.
Let me ask you a tougher, more personal question. Are you sure you're being honest with yourself when you say you have the mental and physical capacity to serve another 4 years?
Yes, I am, because, George, the last thing I want to do is not be able to meet that. I think, as some of the senior economists and senior foreign policy specialists say, if I stop now, I'd go down in history as a pretty successful president. No one thought I could get done what we got done.
But are you being honest with yourself as well about your ability to defeat Donald Trump right now?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
You say that, and let me challenge you.
Sure.
Because you were close, but behind going into the debate. You're further behind now, by any measure. It's been a two-man race for several months. Inflation has come down. In those last few months, he's become a convicted felon, yet you're still falling further behind.
You guys keep saying that. George, look, you know polling better than anybody. Do you think polling data is accurate as it used to be?
I don't think so, but I think when you look at all of the polling data right now, it shows that he's certainly ahead in the popular vote, probably even more ahead in the battleground states. And one of the other key factors there is it shows that in many of the battleground states, the Democrats who are running for Senate and the House are doing better than you are.
Damn.
Well, that's not unusual in some states. I carried an awful lot of Democrats last time I ran in 2020. Look, I remember them telling me the same thing in 2020. I can't win. The polls show I can't win. Remember 2020, the red wave was coming. Before the vote, I said that's not going to happen. We're going to win. We did better in an off year than almost any incumbent president ever has done. They said in 2023, all the tough races, we're not going to win. I went into all those areas, all those districts, and we won.
All that is true, but 2020 was a close race. And your approval rating has dropped significantly since then. I think the last poll I saw was about 36%. The number of Americans who think you're too old to serve has doubled since 2020. Wouldn't a clear-eyed political calculus tell you that it's going to be much tougher to win in 2024?
Not when you're running against a pathological liar. Not when he hadn't been challenged in a way that he's about to be challenged. Not when people...
You've had months to challenge him.
Oh, I sure had months, but I was also doing a hell of a lot of other things, like wars around the world, like keeping NATO together, like working... Anyway. But look...
Do you really believe you're not behind right now?
I think it's all the pollsters I talk to tell me it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. And when I'm behind, there's only one poll I'm really far behind. CBS poll and NBC, and...
New York Times and NBC both have you about 6 points behind in the popular vote.
That's exactly right. New York Times had me behind before anything happened to do with this race. Had me behind 10 points. 10 points had me behind. Nothing's changed substantially in the debate, the New York Times poll.
That's not good. Does he not understand what he's saying? He's saying that the New York Times had him 10 points behind, and nothing has changed since the debate. That's not good. Does he understand that's not a win, that's not a W? That's not good, bruh. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. New York Times has me losing. And they still have me losing. You can't trust the polls. What? Man, you wanna know what's up here? You wanna know what's up here? Fucking spaghetti. That's what's up there, bro. Fucking spaghetti. You wanna know what's up there? I'll show you. That's what's in up there, bro. That's what's going on right now. Fucking spaghetti. 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 Bro, what's going on here? What's going on here? Fucking up the joke. Fuck it. YouTube. There we go. Spaghetti, that's what's going on in there, bro. Spaghetti. That's what the fuck is happening, bro. That's what's going on. It's spaghetti. That Tim V is fucking him up, bro. That Tim V that they gave him for the debate, how bad do you have to be where Tim V doesn't even fucking help you? That Tim V is fucking it up, bro. He's got mashed potatoes now. Dude got fucking mashed potatoes in his fucking skull. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. Fucking mashed potatoes for brains. This isn't even funny. This is just cruel. I don't like cruelness. I'm not really a fan of cruelness.
When you look at the reality, though, Mr. President, I mean, you won the popular vote in 2020, but it was still deadly close in the Electoral College.
7 million votes.
Yes, but you're behind now in the popular vote.
I don't buy that.
What? Is it worth the risk?
I don't think anybody's more qualified to be president or win this race than me.
You know, the heart of your case against Donald Trump is that he's only out for himself, putting his personal interest ahead of the national interest.
Are you saying that's
How do you respond to critics who say that by staying in the race, you're doing the same thing?
Oh, wow. Bro, this is Order 66. That's a wild out-of-pocket fucking question. That's a wild fucking question. That's a fucking wild question, bruh. That's a genuine wild fucking question. Yeah. This is Order 66. Just so we're clear. This is Order 66. God dang, man.
Oh, come on. Well, I don't think those critics know what they're talking about.
Of course not.
They're just wrong.
They're just wrong. Look, Trump is a pathological liar. Trump is, he is. Have you ever seen anything Trump did that benefited somebody else, not him? You can't answer, I know.
I've questioned him and his allies as persistently as any journalist has.
No, I know you have. I'm not being critical.
Yeah.
I'm not being critical. But look, I mean, the man is a congenital liar.
Nobody's talking about Trump.
As I said, they pointed out in that debate he lied 28 times the times, or whatever number, over 20 times. Talk about how good his economy was, how he brought down inflation, how this is a guy who, unlike only other president other than him is Hoover, lost more jobs than he created. This is a guy who told us to put bleach in our arms to deal with COVID, when over a million people died. This is a guy who talks about wanting to get rid of the health care provision we put in place. This is a guy who wants to give the power back to big pharma to be able to charge exorbitant prices for drugs. This is a guy who wants to undo every single thing I've done. Every single thing.
I understand that. I understand that's why you want to stay in the race. But have you convinced yourself that only you can defeat him?
I convinced myself of two things. I'm the most qualified person to beat him, and I know how to get things done.
If you can be convinced that you cannot defeat Donald Trump, will you stand down?
Damn.
It depends if the Lord Almighty comes out and tells me that, I might do that.
He said if the Lord Almighty wow. Democrat, he's gonna end up dying, bro. I thought Trump was gonna end up dying. He may end up dying. Democrats are like, we're not losing this election to you, bro. We spent so much time trying to get this man out of the White House. Do you think we're gonna allow you, Sleepy Joe, to let him back in? Fuck out of here. This man end up, what? Mark my words. He may end up dying in like a car crash or a plane crash or some shit. I don't know. I'm not wishing that upon him at all, but I'm just saying, I know how Democrats work, bro. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is I know how they work, bro. So, you can either step aside or they can move you aside. But, this ain't it.
Well, I mean, on a more practical level, Washington Post just reported in the last hour that Senator Mark Warner is assembling a group of senators together to try and convince you to stand down because they don't think you can win.
Well, Mark is a good man. We've never had that. He also tried to get the nomination too. Mark's not. Mark and I have a different perspective. I respect him.
And if Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi come down and say, we're worried that if you stay in the race, we're going to lose the House and the Senate, how will you respond?
I go into detail with them. I've spoken to all of them in detail, including Jim Clyburn. Every one of them. They all said I should stay in the race. Stay in the race. None of the people said I should leave.
But if they do?
Well, it's like,
they do.
they're not going to do that.
You sure?
Yeah, sure. Look.
You sure?
I mean, if the Lord Almighty came out and said, Joe, get out of the race, I'll get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down. I mean, these hypotheticals, George.
But it's not that hypothetical anymore. I grant that they have not requested the meeting, but it's been reported.
I met with them. I've met with a lot of these people. I've talked with them regularly. I had an hour conversation with Hakeem. I had more time than that with Jim Clyburn. I spent time with many hours off and on the last little bit with Chuck Schumer. It's not like I had all the governors.
I agree that the Lord Almighty is not going to come down, but if you are told reliably from your allies, from your friends and supporters in the Democratic Party, in the House and the Senate, that they're concerned you're going to lose the House and the Senate if you stay in, what will you do?
I'm not going to answer that question. It's not going to happen.
What's your plan to turn the campaign around?
You saw it today.
This is fucking crazy. What?
How many people do you draw crowds like I drew today? You find me any more enthusiastic than today?
Wait, now he's using crowds? That's what Trump's... Yeah, Joe gotta go, bro. No disrespect to Joe, but the moment in time you start using crowds to justify your presidency, that's when you have a problem, bro. That's the same thing Trump did. That's the same argument they made as to how did they lose? Look at our crowds. This isn't good.
Huh? I mean, I don't think you want to play the crowd game. Donald Trump can draw big crowds. There's no question.
Exactly. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. This is brutal. This is fucking brutal, man. This is goodness great. I can't believe that Republicans haven't just been blasting this. I just can't believe it. This is a brutal fucking interview, man. Brutal. Like, brutal.
Question about that.
You can draw a big crowd, but what does he say? Who does he have? I'm the guy supposedly in trouble. We raised $38 million within 4 days after this. We have over 1 million individual contributors. Individual contributors. Less than $200. I mean, I've not seen what you're proposing.
You haven't seen the fall off in the polls. You haven't seen the reports of discontent in the Democratic Party, House Democrats, Senate Democrats.
I've seen it from the press.
You know, I've heard from dozens of your supporters over the last few days, and a variety of views, I grant you that. But the prevailing sentiment is this. They love you. And they will be forever grateful to you for defeating Donald Trump in 2020. They think you've done a great job as president, a lot of the successes you outlined.
He is pleading with
But they
them.
are worried about you and the country,
drop out.
and they don't think you can win. They want you to go with grace, and they will cheer you if you do. What do you say to them?
I have never in my life seen something like this. Have you all seen anything like this? I've never in my fucking life seen anything remotely even similar to this. I have never in my life seen anything like this. Ever, bruh. I have never. This is, yeah, like I said, this is some House of Cards shit, bro. This is, they're like, listen, we don't want to have to kill you, but we will if we, if we need be. If we have to, we will. We don't want to. We want you to go out with grace, bro. This is like some mafioso shit before it. Listen, I'm not saying you should do this, but it's gonna be pretty painful if you do the other. I'm not saying you a big guy, okay? You a big guy, you vote how you want to vote, but I'm just saying you vote for the other guy, there may be pain knocking on your door, okay? I'm just saying. You may want to reconsider, okay? You may want to reconsider, all right? For your wife and kids, okay? How's it gonna look like if they have no father to come home to? You may want to reconsider. This is so crazy shit. This is some crazy shit. I wonder if they'll go so far as to invoke the 25th. I wonder if that's what they'll do. That would be crazy. Imagine if Republicans, because you know Republicans don't want Trump. They don't want fucking Trump. I wonder if Republicans would invoke the 25th and Democrats, they reluctantly, like, they put up a fight, right? Just as a fake fight. They put up a fake fight. Like, hey, we're tried. This is horrible. This is a travesty. And you get Gavin Newsom to come out. This is horrible. What these Republicans have done. They have wrongfully, yada, 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 yada. I'm just trying to think how they're going to do this, bro. Somebody's going to get pressed. They may even use his son, to be honest with you. They may even use his son. They may even be like, listen, you can drop out, or your son can go to prison for the rest of his fucking life. They may actually do some shit like that, bro. You can drop out, or your son can go to prison for the rest of his fucking life. I would do that. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be honest, I'd do that. I would do that in a fucking heartbeat. Like, if I knew, like, everything was on the line, like, the like, my job, her job, everyone's job is on, I'd be like, listen, you can drop out gracefully, or your son can go to prison for the rest of his fucking life. You will never see him again. And I don't think he's cut out. I don't think he's cut out for that world. I'm just saying. So you may want to think about this long and hard, okay? Take care. Take care. Yeah, bro.
I say the vast majority are not where those folks are. I don't doubt there's some folks there. Have you ever seen a group at time when elected officials running for office aren't a little worried? Have you ever seen that?
Not like
I've not.
this, stupid.
Same thing happened in 2020.
Not like this.
Biden, I don't know, man. What's he going to do? He may bring me down. He may.
Mr. President, I've never seen a president at 36% approval get reelected.
Exactly. Exactly. What are you talking about? You're fucking delusional. This isn't funny, bro. This is sad. This isn't funny. I don't even want to laugh at this because it's not funny. This isn't funny, man. Democrats are taking notes from your stream. I'm just saying, you can either have, it's called forceful compliance. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. It's called forceful compliance. That's what it is, man. It's a way of guiding someone to the right direction, to the right choice. That's what it is. You're like, yo, if he's hell-bent on this, you've got to do this. And the major card that they have right now is fucking, Hunter. And if he really loves his son, I'd be like, listen, Hunter is going to go away for a long, long fucking time. But you're the only one who can stop that, Mr. President. You're the only one. I'd let Jill know, like, yo, Jill, do you really want to sacrifice Hunter to lose an election? Is that really what you want? Do you really want to sacrifice your only son to lose an election when you can go out gracefully and help us win? Help us secure the vote. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you on that one.
Well, I don't believe that's my approval rate. That's not what our polls show.
What poll?
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about. Look, George, think of it this way.
Democrats don't.
You've heard me say this before, I think.
Democrats don't think like that. Nobody thinks like that. Everybody plays to fucking win, not to do it your all. Sir, this is not a little league fucking competition. This is the president of the United States. And what the fuck is goodest job? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What the fuck is goodest? Is that English? I've never heard fucking a grown man say goodest job. I don't know what's gonna happen. Lucas for president or presidente? No, not me. This is crazy though. I'm not gonna lie. This is crazy. This is some wild shit. This is absolutely wild. Hey, it's all about doing the goodest job. Sir, this is not a fucking Disney movie. Let me talk to him, Democrats. Democrats. If you let me talk to him, you have to promise me a high-ranking position in the cabinet. Maybe Secretary of State. That's what you have to make me chief something. Chief something, I don't care. In the next cabinet, okay? That's what you have to do. I'll talk to him. Mr. President, all due respect, this isn't a fucking Disney movie. Do you love your son, huh? Then help me help you. Help me help you, Mr. President. Oh, man. Goodness fucking gracious.
The United States and the world is at an inflection point. Where the things that happen.
613, you're on the line. What's the disagreement?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Still alive.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. So did you see the video of Biden just glossing over a black girl?
Yeah, I saw it.
Damn, man, what you think, man?
It is what it is.
Damn. I mean, he did as good his job, man. It is what it is, man. You can't blame him, man.
Yeah,
He's an old man.
I don't read into that. I don't know if he can even see that far. But if she wanted a
right
picture
there,
or something, she should have said something. I think what happened there is emblematic of black people in politics.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Anyway.
Appreciate the call. Yeah, I know the video. I saw it. What do you want me to say about it? It's just what it is. He looked over her. I don't know if he even saw her. Based off of this interview, I don't even know if he even saw her, to be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck he's suffering from. But at the same time, if you wanted him to say something to you, or you wanted a picture, you wanted some recognition or acknowledgement, you got to get his attention. What she did is exactly what black people do when it comes to politics. Niggas think that they're going to come to you. Nobody's coming to you. That's not how that works. And then they want to sulk when nobody comes to you. Then they want to be like, man, we didn't get any tangibles. It's not how it fucking works. If you want a picture with someone, or you want something like, hey, Mr. President, how you doing? Hey, Mr. President. Just is what it is. It is what it is, especially with this fucking old fart. What are we talking about? So yeah, I didn't read into it at all. It just is what it is. So.
In the next several years are going to determine what the next 6-7 decades look like. And who's going to be able to hold NATO together like me? Who's going to be able to be in a position where I'm able to keep the Pacific Basin in a position where we're at least checkmating China now? Who's going to do that? Who has that reach? Who knows all these? We're going to have, I guess, a good way to judge me is you're going to have now the NATO conference here in the United States next week. Come listen. See what they say.
Mr. President, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
ABC News also offered a one-on-one interview to Donald Trump after the debate. He declined. Let's bring in our political team for what they're hearing. Let me start out with our chief Washington correspondent, John Carl. And John, you watched the interview. You've been
That was fucking brutal, man. 2 7-7. You're on the line.
Yeah, so I watched The Boys, see episode 6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you ruined it.
I did not ruin it. What are you talking about?
Yes, you and your boyfriend Giggles ruined it yesterday. Because my mind...
How?
You see, once I hear a spoiler... Hold up. You see, once I hear spoilers, my mind fixates on that episode where it searches for it. Because I heard it. And I saw that thing that you guys talked about, saying, oh, yeah, I don't know what Sage is going to do. She's cooked now. She's cooked. I'm like, this is what you guys meant. Oh, no. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to you ruined it, man. Lucas, you ruined it, man. I'm just saying. I'm very upset.
Anything that would have ruined your experience.
You did ruin my experience because, dude, I think that was one of the crux parts of the episode. If you didn't see that, it won't explain further episodes or whatever. It's a very core. It's a very important segment within an episode. You can't, and you guys talked about it as if it's some small thing. And no, and you talked about A-Train too. And it's like, why did you ruin it with MM? You talked about, I don't want to repeat it again in case somebody else hasn't watched it. A-Train this, A-Train that. And I'm like, why, Lucas? Why? You ruined it, man. You ruined it. Just admit it, Lucas.
I genuinely apologize that you believe I ruined it for you.
Wow, you gonna give me a white person apology?
Sir,
you gonna give me a white person apology?
Sir, I just apologized. Now I can't even apologize?
That's a white Karen apology. In fact,
I don't even know what that means.
That's a white Karen apology.
I don't even know what that means.
You know it.
I'm not a racist, so I don't know what that means. I don't know your lingo.
Yo, you did it again. Okay, so next thing you're gonna say is I'm attacking you, right? You feeling attacked?
Not
That's
yet,
the next thing you're gonna
but
say.
we're getting
Oh
there.
my god. Oh, you're kidding, but you see what I mean? But anyways, listen here. Just one more thought as a foreigner looking into your elections coming up. Listen here. If white people in Britain can vote for a prime minister who has zero personality, nobody knows jack shit about them. Believe you me, I think Joe Biden will be reelected. No way.
You really believe that?
I'm going by white people standards. If you can, listen here, the Conservative Party in Britain has messed up so royally, okay, that they rather vote for a person they know nothing about. Because the British, populace was asked, hey, what do you know about this new prime minister or the Labour Party, candidate? A lot of people are like, we know jack shit about him. We don't know who he is. We don't know how he is. We don't even know his personality. Even one of the biggest interviews he had in Britain, I think it was at Channel 4 with that white woman. Even the woman was like, well, people seems like they don't know you. And he got elected not long ago because they just finished the elections, the British. He got elected. So I'm just going to say white people are going to be white people, man. They're going to go with what's comfortable. And Trump represents that chaos from old. And I feel like white people be like, I don't want that chaos. You know, I like my white life. You know, I want to keep on.
You don't think they want chaos?
I don't think they want chaos. White people, they don't like chaos, especially if it's going to be chaos for them. They want chaos for black people, you know? They want chaos for you guys, not for them. So if Trump comes, it's chaos for them, remember, because now it's going to bring more light to white people. And I don't think white people want that. I think white people want to go with the Sleepy Joe, let everything goes. We don't care as long as there's no big major issues for white people. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But
what big issues were there for white people under a Trump administration?
Well, remember, a lot of white people were called racist. And if you recall, a lot of white people didn't like the... Oh, yeah, a lot of white people have been called racist. Didn't you notice a huge uptake of, oh, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist? And white people started to get kind of like, annoyed with that. Like, oh, you're calling me racist? Ugh. I'm not racist. I like black people. I have Lucas as I watch Amazing Lucas on YouTube. I'm not a racist.
No, I
you
don't
know,
recall
you
that.
got those type of. Yeah. They were like, oh, and then they turn on to Lucas, and Lucas is like, these white Republicans, and then they're like, oh wow, even Lucas has turned on us. You see what I mean? So I don't think white people want that smoke. You know, and I'm just trying to think like a white person. I don't know how to think like a white person, but I'm just going by, you know, how they don't like inconvenience, you know. So that's what I'm going with. If your British cousins could do the most moronic thing and continue with a Labour Party that does nothing for them, from what I understand, and vote for them just because they don't want trouble, why wouldn't you do the same thing with Joe Biden? Trump represents chaos. Biden represents sleepy administration. Do you want chaos, Lucas? Or do you want a sleepy administration where nothing happens?
I think there's some who want
which one is it?
Chaos.
Well, those are the racist. Now, a lot of these white people, I would assume they're not racist. They just, you know, they don't care about, you know, other races except their own. There is a difference there. As in, you don't care. You don't necessarily racist. You just don't care, except for your own world. You know, it's like the Taylor Swifties type of vibes. Like, they don't care about everything else as long as everything is okay in the Taylor Swift world. You know, that's all they care about. So that's what I'm assuming. So, but anyways, I just wanted to say that, and stop with your boyfriend giggled next time. Please don't talk about any spoiler episodes, Lucas. Oh yeah, by the way, before I go, have you been watching The House of Dragons?
No.
Why?
What do I care about
It's a good. So you didn't like Game of Thrones?
Hell no.
You
I
didn't like
turned
Game
it
of
off
Thrones?
after the brother and sister were going at it. Yeah, I was done.
Well, you can skip my guy. If that's your red line, Lucas, you're forgetting episode 2 and 3 of The Boys. That was some real nasty stuff going on there, bro. Worse than what happened in Game of Thrones. I'm sorry. What you talking about?
I don't remember, but yeah, no.
Exactly. You see what I mean? You can block it out of your mind. So,
what?
Are you the type also who watched Breaking Bad and thought it was boring?
100%.
No wonder your movie takes are always crappy. Ugh, never mind. You know what,
Movie
Lucas?
takes
I
are
thought
God tier,
you.
sir.
No, they're not, sir.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Name me a bad
you're
one.
the type that said Zack.
Name me a bad one.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Name me a
bad take.
I think we've had a bad take of a movie.
Maybe a bad take.
Wow. I forgot, to be honest. I forgot. But I know we've had...
That's what I thought.
I forgot. Yeah, because we have discussed this before.
Forgot your name, too.
You and your bad take movies. Listen, I think you said you didn't like Interstellar. You didn't like Interstellar.
Overrated.
And it went over your head. You didn't like it. Exactly. You didn't like Tenet, which also went over your head. You see?
Tenet was smelling its own farts. So, yeah.
But it was good smelling your own farts, though.
No.
It was the good kind of smelling your own farts.
I'll tell you what was good. Inception.
Of course, Inception is good. That's when most of you started to notice.
He was ahead. That's what I said.
No. This is when you all. Listen, I would argue a lot of Inception is when a lot of you people who.
Oh, what? I don't know what happened. I think it was God. I didn't do it. Just so we're clear, I didn't do it. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. I didn't do it. It was God. God said, "This nigga's talking shit. Let me give you a W, Lucas." I was like, God, of all the W's you could have given me before, that's the one you want to give me? Man, that's how you know God is black. Actually, just mad, bro. He just mad, bro. He just hating for hate. He hating for hating's sake, bro. Hating for hating's sake. No reason. No reason to hate, bro. No reason to hate, sir. No reason whatsoever. He just hating. Just mad. Man. Although I will apologize 100% because I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that to me, bro. When they give some type of hint of what it is. Freaking IGN does that sometimes. Some of these game reviews do that sometimes. So, absolutely, I hate it. My fault. I just got so upset at what he was saying that I forgot that we were going into spoiler territory. Apologies. Forgive me. A million apologies to you and your family. May the gods bestow upon you amnesia so you don't remember what I said. Simple as that. I pray that you get amnesia, Oxy, so you don't recall what I said. Hopefully it's temporary. That would suck if it was permanent. Damn. Permanent amnesia? But yeah, I mean, whatever God decides to give you, that's up to him. I can only nudge him in the right direction. That's all. That's all I can do. Anyways. Hearing them roast Biden is actually a fun pastime, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of fun listening to them just go, this motherfucker's stupid, he's retarded. Did he even know where he was? He needs to drop out. He's gonna take the election. Drop out. Not gonna lie, it's kinda weird, but also fun hearing CNN go off like this. It's just like, what? What's going on here?
Talking to people all across Washington, what are you hearing?
Well, George, look, Biden looked better and certainly more coherent than he looked during the debate. But there was nothing in this interview that is calming nerves of jittery Democrats who fear that Joe Biden is on a trajectory to lose this race, to lose to Donald Trump. In fact, for some of those people, the interview is raising new concerns, particularly the fact that he is unwilling or unaware of the fact that he is in a dire situation here regarding the campaign, that he is losing in the view of many.
Essentially, what they're saying that this interview is actually even more signs of his cognitive decline. They're saying that this interview is even more sign of this cognitive decline because he seems to be disillusioned with what's going on. He seemed to be completely disillusioned with the state of the election. Oh man, fucking delicious.
Democrats, and frankly, in the polls you cited that he is losing to Donald Trump. And there was one question that you asked where his answer is particularly, I believe, alarming to some of those Democrats. You asked him how he will feel in January if he has lost to Donald Trump and all that he has warned would happen came to pass. And this was his answer. He said, I'll feel as long as I gave it my all and did the best job I know I can do, that's what this is about. One prominent ally of the president simply responded to me, wow, when I asked about that question. So the bottom line here, there was nothing in this interview that will force Joe Biden out of the race. There was no, major thing that will convince him or any of his allies. I believe they have to go. But there's also nothing in this interview that will calm the nerves of Democrats who are saying it is time for him to get out.
Martha Raddatz, the president is talking to a lot of people, but he appears to be listening to a very tight circle.
A very tight circle, and administration officials I have spoken to said that very tight inner circle is telling them he can win, that he needs to keep going. This, of course, includes his wife, Jill, who they said is lashing out at those who want him to get out of the race. This was a Joe Biden pumped up on his inner circle, telling him that again and again. They think he will have many opportunities, but those not in the inner circle say this will also expose him to a great deal of risk. And George, I've talked to a few people too, and texting with a few people as well on the Hill. They say it was better than they expected, wasn't as bad as they expected, but that's a pretty low bar, George.
Whew. And Mary Bruce, what are you hearing from the White House?
George, the White House tonight reacting in one word, strong. Look, you heard the president there, and his team strongly do believe that this is all being overblown, that Joe Biden has been underestimated and written off before, only to come back strong and win. They believe if he can continue to do interviews like this, if he can continue to get out in front of the American people, that this too shall pass. But the president there truly didn't seem to grasp the severity of this moment, the magnitude of that growing chorus of concern from Democrats. He dismissed the trends that we are seeing in the polls. But what we are hearing from Democrats isn't concern about one bad night. They are concerned that Joe Biden doesn't have what it takes not only to continue governing, but that he has what it takes to win. But the president is adamant that he is still the best one to take on Donald Trump. And you heard there, he clearly doesn't want to entertain the possibility that Democrats may come to him and urge him to step aside, saying only the Lord Almighty could convince him of that, George.
And that is the key question right now. So I want to go to our senior congressional correspondent, Rachel Scott. The most important audience probably right now for the president and the White House are those Democratic leaders on Capitol Hill. And there has been some ferment in the last couple of hours.
Exactly, George. And they were watching tonight, I can tell you that. In fact, just minutes before your interview aired, you had a fourth Democratic lawmaker come forward in the House and call on the president to step aside. That was Congressman Mike Quigley of Illinois. I have talked to a number of Democrats that were glued in watching this interview. One Democratic senator telling me that the president is clear-eyed about the demands of the presidency, the urgency of the moment, and the importance of defeating Donald Trump. But others say that they still have concerns, that the dam hasn't broken tonight, but the bleeding has not stopped either. Another Democrat telling me better, but not sure that it's enough, that they need more than one interview, more than 22 minutes to prove that the president has the stamina to continue in this race and defeat Donald Trump. A different Democrat putting it to me this way, George, there's no question that Biden must win the election, but he will not be in a position to stop a movement. And tonight, George, that movement against him is growing.
He won't be in a position.
Well, and that's what I want to get into with John Carl in a little more detail. John, we talked about Mark Warner, senator from Virginia. A battleground state, the Democrats have won the past few elections, but appears to be more in play right now. He's circulating that letter.
Yeah, and I've spoken to colleagues of Senator Warner's who have spoken to him about this. It's a serious effort. Senator Warner's concerns, he has real concerns about whether or not Biden can beat Donald Trump. He thinks he's come to a pivotal moment for the party and for the nation. And his concerns are not alone. Frankly, a lot of other Democrats have been unwilling to speak publicly because they want Biden to come to this on his own, and they're concerned that coming out and speaking publicly will only backfire.
Damn.
But it is a widespread
one
belief
last
among
meeting
Democrats.
Oh, my Lord.
And Rachel Scott, Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader in the House, has now called House Democrats for a Zoom meeting on Sunday.
And this will be coming right before Democrats head back to Capitol Hill. That is going to be pivotal. I'm told that the Democratic leader has been measured in his approach, really trying to calm the nerves and give the president the space to make this decision. But he is getting quite an earful from House Democrats who are concerns about if the president can defeat Donald Trump this November, George.
Mary Bruce, you had that one-word response from the White House, the campaign weighing in now as well.
Oh, George, the campaign understandably is eager to turn this back to Donald Trump and back to the issues. Look, their thinking on all of this is that this shouldn't be about, performance, that this is about the issues and the substance. They want, as the president tried to do there in your interview, they want to hammer what the president has accomplished, what he could do going forward, and are obviously very eager to make sure to highlight what is at stake here. The challenge is that so much of that has now been overshadowed by these questions about the president's age, and that is what Democrats are deeply concerned about, that the messaging here is being lost in the way it is being delivered. The question is whether or not the president's interview tonight, whether or not his appearances that we have seen in the last few days and will see in the days to come, whether that is going to be enough to quell any of this concern and get Democrats back on track.
Nope.
The fact that all of us face Martha Raddatz, none of us can stop the clock.
No one can stop the clock. And this is about age. That's exactly what that's about. And this will dominate this campaign. Aging is not like a broken bone. It doesn't get better. So there is an opportunity every time he goes out, every time Joe Biden goes out, that he will show his age. I mean, he said he is not more frail. You ask him, you told him, you say, watch me. Everyone is watching, and believe me, they are going to be watching even more closely as we go forward, George.
Thanks to all of you. Thanks to President Biden for his time today. We'll be back in just 30 seconds.
One-on-one with President Biden. Here again, George Stephanopoulos.
And our coverage continues on ABC News Live and abcnews.com. There'll be more on your late local news on Nightline and Good Morning America. And, of course, we're going to air the interview again on Sunday on This Week, along with more analysis from our roundtable. Have a good night.
They're going to air the interview again tomorrow? Oh, yeah, bro. They want him gone. They're going to air the interview again tomorrow. Yeah, they want him gone. This is really something else, man. This is truly something else. I will say, man. This is like just speechless. Absolutely fucking speechless. Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah, they want him gone. I think that goes without saying, right? You've been wrong about everything so far? Who said this? Biden?
President Biden on a significant day in effort.
This is what Biden said. You've been wrong about everything so far. Biden responds to a question about his candidacy. Yo!
To turn his political fortunes around. Let's bring in CNN's Arlette Saenz in Madison, Wisconsin, where the president had an event a short while ago and sat down for a TV interview. Arlette, what did the president say just a little while ago?
Well, Pamela, President Biden has completed his interview with ABC News, a critical test as he is looking to course correct following his halting debate performance last week. This interview is one that will be very closely watched as Americans are trying to gauge whether the president is up to serve in a second term. It will be one that's unscripted, one that is without teleprompters at a time when there are many presenting questions towards the president about whether he has the stamina to run for a second term in office. Now, President Biden, as he was departing Madison, Wisconsin a short while ago, took several questions from reporters where he once again insisted that he is not leaving this 2024 race. Take a listen.
Completely ruling that out.
Mr. President, how can you pursue a case that democracy is at risk, that you are the best candidate to beat Donald Trump?
Because I've beaten him before, and I've gotten more done than any president has.
Have you spoken to members of Congress?
No, but you've been wrong about everything so far.
Not really.
You were wrong about 2020. You were wrong about 2022. We were going to get wiped out. Remember the red wave? You were wrong about 2023. And you said all the tough races, we won them all but two. So, look, we'll see.
Have you spoken to members of Congress?
I have.
Who have you spoken to?
At least 20.
What are they telling you? What are they telling you, sir?
They're telling me to stay in the race.
What about the people
No, they fucking are.
who are there gathering together to call for you to step aside? I think Senator Mark Warner
Well, Mark Warner, my understanding, is the only one considering that. No one else has called me for that.
Do you value the thoughts of officials in your power? Former President Trump again?
I hope he'll debate me. I wouldn't be surprised
And
if
if he's in, will you commit to debating him?
I'm committing now, absolutely, whether he's in or not.
Do you value the thoughts of members of your own party when it comes to your decision to stay in the race?
Sure I do. That's why they've said, you guys saw the governors. Every one of them in that room. All those governors said, stay in the race.
Laura Haley.
Laura Haley didn't say anything when I was in the room. Okay?
Sir, will you make changes to your campaign staff at all after the debate?
We're adding, look, we've just added another 120 staffers. We have the most extensive staff operation in the states.
And are you pleased with your advisors and how they're seeing you through this moment in your campaign?
Any mistake made is my fault. Thank you.
Are you confident you can serve another 4 years?
I'm positive.
You always talk to young people. You're so committed to talking to young people. Why not let someone younger take the country forward?
Wow.
You have to ask. And why not let, every CEO has a succession plan?
Well, by the way, you do have succession plans. But what do I need a succession plan for now? And by the way, anyway.
No, go ahead.
Thank you.
He says that whenever he loses.
Now, during that exchange with reporters, the president was specifically asked about this new Washington Post reporting that said Senator Mark Warner, a Democrat of Virginia, is trying to assemble a group of Democratic senators to ask President Biden to drop out of this race. According to this reporting, Warner has told Democratic senators that he doesn't believe Biden can remain in the race after that debate performance. A spokesperson for Warner told the Washington Post that they would neither confirm nor deny that reporting, but added, like many other people in Washington and across the country, Senator Warner believes these are critical days for the president's campaign, and he has made that clear to the White House.
And also, we heard him there on the stage in Wisconsin, directly taking on his critics. And also saying they want me to leave the race. He didn't really specify who they was. But tell us more about that.
The media.
Yeah, President Biden was defiant in his remarks here in Madison, and he talked about how there are some trying to push him out of the race. It comes as you have heard some privately and publicly, some top Democratic officials suggest that President Biden should step aside at this moment. Now, the president forcefully pushed back on that idea and also really tried to reframe the debate and the questions about his age. Take a listen.
There's been a lot of speculation. What's Joe going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? What's he going to do? Well, here's my answer. I am running and going to win again. You voted for me to be your nominee. No one else. You, the voters did that. And despite that some folks don't seem to care who you voted for, well, guess what? They're trying to push me out of the race. Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I'm staying in the race. I keep seeing all those stories about I'm being too old. Let me say something. I was too old. I wasn't too old to create over 15 million new jobs. To make sure 21 million Americans are insured under the Affordable Care Act. What do you think? You think I'm too old to restore Roe v. Wade, the law of the land? You think I'm too old to ban assault weapons again? To protect Social Security and Medicare?
Now, the president spoke for about 15 minutes here in Madison using a teleprompter throughout that speech. But then afterwards, he went into an overflow room where there were more supporters. And there he did not use a teleprompter. And he said to them that he is not going to back down from this race. It highlights part of the effort the campaign wants to try to make in the coming weeks to have President Biden engage in these more unscripted moments. That is something that many allies have encouraged.
628, you're on the line. What's the disagreement? 628. I don't know what happened. This is brutal.
Biden to do in the wake of that debate. Now, the Biden campaign has also laid out some aggressive plans for the month of July. They plan to have President Biden, the Vice President, First Lady, and Second Gentleman travel.
347, you're on the line.
Yeah, okay. I have a question. Based on yesterday's interview, were you less than impressed, or you weren't really? I don't think that really did much for him.
No, it didn't. Made him delusional.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know he's spotting. I don't know that he doesn't want to get an independent cognitive test, and I mean, I think you think he's You think he's obviously delusional, or?
Yeah,
he's literally delusional.
I think he's definitely out of touch. That's what it got from the interview.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. Well, we'll see. I mean, so who do you think? I mean, if he doesn't want to quit before the convention, like, can the convention delegates go to somebody else? So I don't know how they are going to do this here.
I don't know. It would mean that the electors would have to choose someone else. I don't see that happening.
I mean, are they allowed to do the that's the thing? Are they gonna?
They can do that.
I mean, I think they can do it. I don't know what the rules are exactly with that, but
they can.
All right.
Like usually, you honor the vote, but there's nothing that holds them to it.
I mean, what do you think about the 25th Amendment? Do you think that'll come into play? We'll invoke the 25th Amendment?
No. I mean, that would be wild, but no, I don't think they'll go that route. I think there are other ways of getting him to step down if they need to.
Right. Oh, all right. Thanks. Take care.
No problem. Take care. Yeah. Yeah. Yeesh. I think 25th would be no. I don't think they would do that. The Democrats wouldn't do it. Maybe like I said, maybe there would be a deal between Republicans and Democrats who get it done. But I think that's a bit much. It just wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense for Republicans to do that if they, like I said, because it would show that they don't want Trump to win, and they don't want to show their hand like that. 628, you're on the line. What's the disagreement? Six to eight. Key. Yeah, this would be brutal. I just don't see how Democrats win with this. I don't know. Unless it gets down to the point where like people are like, yo, I hate Trump so much that I vote Biden. That's the only possibility I see. That's the only possibility I see. But, you know, it is what it is. Just goes to show the president's more of a figurehead because he's not even running on half cylinder power. Yeah, I got nothing, man. I really got nothing. Him saying what he said was, yikes. Fucking yikes. So, nothing more really to say, bro. To be honest. A panel? We can do a panel. Do we have enough people for a panel? It's pretty late right now. I didn't know it was that late. Y'all want to do a panel? We can do one. It's just fucking sad, man. It's really sad because it just comes off as him being exploited, and it's not a good look, man. Really not a good look. All the money he has, and none of it's helping him. All the money he has, none of it's helping him. So, chihuahua. Who you voting for now? Even if it was Biden versus Trump, I still think the best vote is Biden. Because listen, he's not going to survive. He's not going to survive, so someone else is going to have to take his place. You would be voting on him, counting that he's going to keel over during his administration. That would be the reason for voting for Biden. If he continues on, that would be the argument, to be honest with you. That would be the argument that should be made, at least. Wow, man. It's just I don't know, he just reminds me of a stubborn old person. Right? When you're trying to help them, they won't listen. They're like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I was doing this way before you were. And it's like, bruh, I'm trying to help you. You're gonna embarrass yourself. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Scrub. And it's like, okay. Alright. If that's what you want, bruh. That's what you want, bruh. Okay. Yeah. But,
402, you're on the line. What's the disagreement?
Yo, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yo, why are these people trying to pull some kind of game? Are they serious with this, man?
I have no idea, man.
Are they serious? You know that, I don't know if you see me in the chat, but the average age of the U.S. population is 39 years old. Like, how can any 81-year-old or 78-year-old, whether it's Trump or Biden, how can they relate to the average age of the population? Just think about what they're doing. Like, just think about the mind game. Like, they think the people are so damn dumbed down and stupid that they can run and drag these people over the finish line to become a president. Like, Biden would be, in 4 years, Biden would be 85 years old, bro. What job can you work at 85? You personally.
Nothing besides a greeter.
Right. That's like having that's like a 70-year-old going out trying to apply for state trooper for like the I-5 or 405. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a state trooper at 70 years old. This is like laughable, dude. This is just like laughable, and it's so disrespectful and disingenuous. And people are just looking at this stuff, viewing it, spectating it, like, hey, well, this is all we got to choose from. But it's like a slap in the face of the average person with an IQ. If anyone has a decent IQ, you know this is just straight BS, right? Like, everyone should be like, damn, you gotta look at your kids and be like, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, it doesn't make sense. You gotta look at your kids like, man, this is what we have to look forward to. You as a person, you know, you're a smart guy. You smart, you're on point. You have an IQ, I'm sure that's very high. So, like, how can you even take this serious as a nation? It's like, just think about it, man. Just think about your great-grandfather running for president. Just think about all it takes to be a president. You got to jump, you got to be in places, you got to jump on the plane on a whim, you got to hold these speeches, you got to go answer reporters' questions. You got to fly to Russia this day. You got to fly to all of your allies and have all these meetings. Just think about the average working person that's like 50 years old, how difficult it may be for them to get out of bed to go to work. So just think about being 81 years old, getting out of bed to do that shit.
Yeah.
Just think about all that shit. Like, just think about all that natural stuff that an average person has to do just to kind of like make it, and then like double your age or triple your age. And you're looking for somebody like that at that age to direct you, to be your leader.
Yeah, it's
you're not
not
just
right,
shaking your head like, damn, man, are we in reality, man?
Yeah.
It's like some identity shit, like identity politics. Like, shit, today I want to be a kangaroo today. Take me serious. If I say I want to be a fucking kangaroo, I don't want to pay taxes. Something like that.
Bruh.
Like, how? How can you just look at your kids with a plain faces and they're like, man, these are our options, our leaders to lead this nation, to lead us forward into, you know, the promised land or whatnot. It's just like a slap in the face, man. I just find it so disrespectful. It's just so damn hard to watch. And the average people are saying, well, we'll go this way or go that way. Either way you go, they're only 3 years apart. You know what I'm saying? They're only 3 years apart. Biden would be fucking 85 years old if he becomes president and runs 4 years. This motherfucker be 85 years old, bro. You're following an 85-year-old. Come on, dude. No relation. He can't relate to the population at all. Neither one of them, really. it's just insane, man. To me, it's just laughable and it's disrespectful at the same time. You know, that's my take on it, man. Thanks for taking my call, bro.
No problem, man. Take care. Yeah, I don't disagree. It is it's pretty bad. I don't disagree. It's pretty bad, bro. Like there's no way around it. There's just not. That's why I guess Democrats are fighting so hard to get this man out of here. I have never seen them behave this way for a president. Never in my life. Never in my life. This is it's just wild to see. It is truly wild to see. Because they're like, listen, you gots to go. You need to step down ASAP so we can get this shit together. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, man.
628.
Charm, I'm hoping.
Got you.
Charm, I'm hoping.
You're on. We can hear you.
Oh my goodness. Folks don't even realize what's going on. They really don't realize what's going on. This is what's happening in this American fascist system. You got three parties that are vying, well, actually 4 parties that are vying for, well, it's probably more than that, but let's just deal with the Biden side. You got 3 parties that are vying for control, okay, going forward. You've got the Clintons, the Obamas, and the Bidens. And what you're seeing is civil war inside of this party. And while these folks are fighting amongst each other for control, it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well at all.
Doesn't end well for who?
Well, it doesn't end well for them. That's for sure. Because one thing that we've learned historically, a divided house cannot stand. So they, run a very high probability of losing. But my thoughts, as well as other individuals' thoughts, is that we may not even have an election.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I said what I said. See, folks that don't know American politics, which I have a degree in, folks that don't know American politics really don't understand. So when uninformed individuals who've never lived a day in this country try to talk about what's really going on, them folks ain't laying back taking it easy. They hella shook. They hella shook since the end of 2019, and life has not been the same since then. They hella shook. And if you don't believe me, just go on TikTok, man. They posting all kind of videos about how this shit ain't working no more. It ain't working no more. So check this out. I just finished reviewing a video on InfoWars, and this author, I got his book. I'm waiting for it to come. It's called Unhumans. And the thing is, man, there's several different plays that's running down, and they all integrate. And folks are not understanding. They don't understand that you have camps in all 50 states. Now, these were supposed to be migrant camps, but ain't no damn migrants in them. Who do you think those camps are for? They waiting for, history to repeat itself. And how that actually was a whole setup. But you got to understand who owns America and who runs America. And so with that, you get the full play of what's going down. Now, if you also understand biblical prophecy, you understand that America is mystery Babylon that's slated to be destroyed. So, everything's going along, the agenda. Most definitely. The United States looks like a fool to the world because of the leader they have, and then they don't even respect the opponent coming against him. But trust and believe, the Democrats, they got a whole bunch of plays in their back pocket in terms of what they're willing to do. And that's including putting Big Mike on the ticket. Even though Big Mike is like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. Come on now, Big Mike. Especially when your husband would be sitting as the UN Secretary General. So, it's a play. The Clintons ain't gone. They still doing their thing, man, in Haiti and trying to do their thing with Ukraine, because it's all about them resources. You got to understand, these folks is all about their resources. All they know how to do is kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what you see around the world. And their cousins is over there doing it in the small cap country. So, it really is unhuman. Y'all need to check that book out. And then also, there's a documentary coming out called Treason. And that's telling you how this whole system of illegal immigration is backed by the United States, but undergirded by the UN's agenda. This stuff goes deep, y'all. Y'all don't even realize. Y'all believe it's surface play. Like people outside of the country talking about, well, the white people are just gonna. No, they're not. This is why you saw movies like, what was that one movie the Obamas did that they got rich off of? Leave the World Behind. And then right after that, you saw Civil War. This is called predictive programming, folks. And because Netflix is one of the number one streaming services, guess where these stuff is going? Now, guess who owns that? I don't care if you look at shareholders or if you look at, the C-suites or what have you, who's on the board or what have you, you're going to find something that that's called interlocking directorates. And so these folks are going to sit on boards of all the various different influential spaces. So they may sit on a corporate board that is in finance. They may sit on a corporate board, a very influential institution, of higher learning, but it's all interlocking your ass out, as well as interlocking the Anglos out. The Anglos don't run the world, but they sure as hell want to. But all this is crumbling, man. This is the fourth part of the world, and it's slated to be destroyed. So Mystery Babylon will be destroyed. Let me ask you this. If you know anything about finance, how do you come back from a $35 trillion debt as a corporation? Because that's what the United States is.
Liquidate.
There you go. So now, that's why you see everything being sold in America. But does America, the corporation, own the land America, or who actually owns that?
I don't know.
It's the British. The British own America, and you can check the compacts. there was a compact that was signed after the Declaration of Independence. What is that background noise?
I don't know.
But the British own America. That's why you pay income tax, which is illegal. Income tax is not legal. But you also pay property tax because you don't own the land. They do. You'll find that everything in America is a tax. I don't know what that white noise is. It's more like gray noise, which wasn't there before.
I have no idea.
But it's not there now. But that's the reality, and that's what we're dealing with. Okay, all right, we're done playing games. I'm not going to be ignorant to this bullshit. You have a very good night because what I'm saying is making too much damn sense.
Absolutely, you as well. Do y'all hear something? I don't. I have my fan. My fan's been running since I started the stream. I don't know. I think he thinks I was like fucking around with him. No, sir. No, sir. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, I think that was his background too. Wasn't mine. Anyways, we still doing a panel or it's nah. I don't know where that came from. That was weird. I don't know where that came from. Just saying. Nah, appreciate it. We'll do one, I guess we'll do one tomorrow. We'll start early. Anyways, everyone, take care, stay safe, be amazing, don't drink and drive. Adios, muchachos.